just
Are you
gonna,
sure?
yeah, we're gonna free ball it, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I was saying. Sheesh.
Yo, what is going on, everyone? Welcome. I was acting like I always
It's
do if I'm doing an
memory
intro.
here.
It's memory here.
Yup.
No, it's not. Well, it is memory here, but also it's off the binge here for another episode 75. Which, yeah,
Yeah.
we are inching closer and closer to 100. We're still a ways off, but we're getting there. And the spring season is in full effect. We got pretty much everything at this point. I think even like Dandelion dropped from like the creator of Gintama. There's still stuff coming out. I think there actually is maybe one or two things still that are like super delayed and whatnot. But at this
Mhm.
point, we pretty much have everything, and we got a whole lot to talk about as always. So hopefully you guys are ready. And yeah, I'm gonna throw it over to Grem here, and let's check in on how he's doing.
Hey, I'm Grim. I'm here. I try not to spoil my friends on shit that I love. Yeah, that's my job. I read
One of
everything.
his
It's a
jobs for this
problem.
season,
Yeah.
his main job.
My main job, honestly, man. Especially with so many things I've read coming out right now. Oh my goodness. But no, I'm here. I'm excited to talk about some shit. I did a little bit of binges to catch up to stuff, or to familiarize myself with some stuff,
Smart man.
because I was so bamboozled on that first episode of Yozakura season 2. I was like, I know that kid, but why do I know that kid? I'm like, I don't, bro. She's like literally a main plot point of the end of season 1. I'm like, dude, it's been a minute. All right, I read this a long time ago.
Yeah.
I
I wish I could
I
have done
felt
that
dumb.
for like half the anime that came out that have come out this season, but
Yeah,
time,
honestly,
right? Like I watched the first
time
episode.
is a
That's
bitch.
exactly how I felt in Dorohedoro like season 2 because it's been like 6, 7 years, and I watched
Mhm.
the first episode of season 2, and I'm just like, I wish I would have rewatched season 1 because, I mean, in that time frame, we've all probably consumed so much more content. Our
So
our
much.
brain has taken in so much, even outside of that, that it's just like it's a hard task to remember
Yeah,
everything, right? So certain series that you just kind of make it a like I need to rewatch this. I feel like ReZero was kind of
yeah,
one for me, like with
for
season
sure.
2, like the gap between season 1 and season 2. I was like, yeah, I got to rewatch, season 1. They had a director's cut, thankfully,
The
so that
director's
helped.
cut was great for
Yeah,
that.
that
Yeah,
was great. So that was like a case where I was
with
like,
with
I
added
committed.
scenes at the end, by the way,
Yeah.
which
And Attack on
w-
Titan I did rewatch as well before like the final season because there was like a big gap I think between those as well, like season 3 and then the final season. So there's certain series where you like commit to it hard. But yeah,
mhm,
for this season it was something pretty tough for me to do just with everything like going on, a lot of changes going on in my life, a lot of things kind of falling into place, good things. So
yeah,
can't really complain too much, but yeah, there's not enough time in a day, right? There's not enough time in a day for all the things
there
we want to
really
do.
isn't,
So,
man.
but yeah,
Bro, I was playing a game 5 minutes ago. Like, I literally, bro, just so you know, right? Um, Nate popped in here and said, "I'm ready to go whenever you want." He was in here a good 5, 6 minutes
I
before
was
I came
chilling.
over because I
Yeah,
was playing a game.
I was chilling.
So I was like, "Wait, I'm coming. Give me a sec."
By the way, this is just like a little side note, but this is probably the latest we've ever
Ever.
yeah,
Yeah.
the latest we've ever recorded a pod. It's not as bad for Grem because he's on like West
It's
Coast, but
not.
like for me, it's almost like 2 in the morning, which I work third shift. Another side note, but this is like middle of the day really for me, so I'm kind of chilling. But yeah, it had a bit more flexibility in terms of recording with this one, but.
Yeah.
But yeah, Grem's all good. We're ready. And speaking of binges, Grem said he had something. So, and I don't have anything, of course. Also, before Grem hops in, Neko was at a Bruno Mars concert. I'm so jealous because I think Anderson
Yeah.
Paak was there as well. So they were like the Silk
Oh,
Sonic duo was like performing and all that. So very jealous that she was there. I'm sure she enjoyed that. I was seeing some of like the things she was posting on her story and all that. So it did look like a lot of fun. And also Vash WrestleMania happened. As of
dang.
us recording this, it was over the weekend, the past weekend. I heard day one, they were saying day one
Was
wasn't all
really
so
bad.
good. Yeah, but
I
maybe
heard
day
I heard,
two was
like,
better.
horrible, know. I don't know.
Maybe day
You
2, I
guys,
don't
you guys can check it out. All I know is Obafemi won or something.
I
I don't
did see
know. I don't know
that.
what that
I
means.
heard Brock and him put on a good match, and like they were. I guess people were expecting the match to go or be pretty short, but I guess Brock kind
They
of
thought
like
it was
gave
gonna be
his
like a
all.
squash,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, because
Yeah.
like. And I guess maybe it's Brock's last match or something. They'll go into all that though. That's not what we're here for. But we
Yeah.
do have some. We love wrestling too. More so, like for me, it was like when I was a lot younger. I don't really follow
Oh
it as
yeah, for
much
sure.
now. But Brock is someone obviously as a kid I watched a lot. So like hearing that might be his last match, like actually is kind of like a bittersweet feeling. Not as it didn't hit me as hard as like a John Cena type
John
thing,
Cena.
obviously, but
Because John Cena, man, that's our childhood.
yeah,
Like,
dead ass.
if you wanna
Yeah,
age us, there you go. John Cena's our childhood, you
yeah,
know?
100%.
Like,
I used to go to school
honestly.
with the wristbands on sometimes. I had like the rap
Mhm.
CD that he had and like all kinds of people were
I
like
remember, like,
the
throwing my brother in the
headband.
STF.
Yeah, literally, yeah. Everyone was
Yeah,
doing
the
yeah,
five knuckle shuffle, the
yeah,
you can't see me, all that, bro.
crazy, crazy times, good times.
We love it.
Yeah. But what did you have to
But anyway,
binge? Yeah, what did you have?
so I binged, years and years and years ago, I watched, like, the first episode, like, the first, like, 5 or 6 episodes of Aruma-kun, and, while and I'm gonna say this, okay? While Vash didn't win the bet, he kept saying perspective, perspective, and it really annoyed me because he's gonna keep bringing up perspective if I don't just do it. So, so I binged all of season one of Iruma. I'm having a shockingly good time with it.
Mm.
I'm watching it dubbed, so it is a bit. It's a bit of like the dub effect of like we're watching it and they're just saying the most random stupid shit and it's great. Um I do try to when I watch dubs, I do try to keep the subtitles up so that I can see the differences in dialogue.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is necessary because the sub there are like examples we can go to where the sub is a completely different
Oh, yeah.
experience, right?
Yeah, I think we talked
Ghost
about
Stories
that.
is the most prevalent.
We talked that with, Polar Opposites too, even last season, like, remember the
Oh,
dub and the
true,
sub? Like, that was,
man.
like there was, like, a big difference in some of the things for that too. But yeah, Ghost Stories, like you said, is, like, a classic
Yeah,
example.
it's the classic. It's
Yeah.
the most iconic example
Yeah.
of that's not at all what was going on, you know?
But that in that
Um,
case, it worked out for the better, I feel like, for
oh
sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
but Ghost Stories was a commercial failure in the East, but
Mhm.
it was a popular as shit in the West
Yeah.
because of the fucking cringe ass dub. Oh man. But no, I'm about 5 episodes in on season 2 of Aruma-kun right now. I'm having a lot of fun with it, like I said. Um, I feel really bad for Aruma in general. Like he was literally basically sold into slave labor for 14 years of his life until he was
Oh,
eventually
jeez.
sold by his parents into literally to a devil. And now he's here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like it's
So wait, from
insane. Like
slavery to, being like, sold off again? Is that what you said? To,
yeah,
like, a devil?
yeah, they were using him as, like, a slave.
Oh,
They
okay.
sent him to fishing boats and shit, and, like, he was just always in danger. Like, he was in so much danger, he's got, like, ultra instinct. He dodges every attack,
Oh,
like,
jeez.
because he's always been in danger.
Mhm.
Um,
Survival of
and
the
he had to
fittest,
fend
I
for him.
mean,
Yeah.
jeez.
He had to fend for himself, he had to learn how to build things himself, he had to it's like this whole thing, it's, like, really, really sad, and there's some, like like, in a lot of, like, shonen, the main character eats a lot because, like, shonen main characters eat a lot. There's an actual explanation for Iruma eating a lot. It's because he says it the first time, he's like, "I don't know when you're gonna stop feeding me," and it's like, "Oh, bro, shit, damn." Damn, it's really like that, huh? So yeah, he eats a lot all the time. He just stuffs it away because he doesn't know what it's gonna be the last food he gets, you know?
Mhm.
And then he has to start going into survival mode again. So it's really sad. It's kind of fucked up, but he's really liking his new school. There's a bit of a romance budding between him and the student council president, which is really cute.
That's
Um,
one thing I always hear about the series is the cast. I feel like a lot of like it has a very like diverse cast, like a lot of people. It's not just like the main character, but I guess there's like a lot of
yeah,
characters that kind of jump out to people in the series. The main what you explained with the main character sounds a lot. I know it's from the same creator, but like Ichi the Witch, I did read a little bit of it, and the setup for the main characters like sounds kind of similar in some ways because Ichi was the same way. At the like the beginning, the very beginning of the manga, like had to learn how to fend, you know, for himself and all that from
mm,
a young age. So seems like the author went for like a similar sort of deal. But I enjoyed the first little bit of Ichi the Witch quite a bit. And Iruma is like just like you said, I when it did first come out, I did try like a little bit of it, but it didn't like necessarily hook me. So it is
mm.
something I do want to revisit. It seems like all my friends really enjoy it and gas it up. So and now Grem's jumping on the train as well. And obviously as y'all hear, sounds like he's enjoying it. So
Yeah, it was really fun because I was binging pretty late at night in my server, and um, Sophie was there watching with me. We had Miyu there watching with me. We had Bunny. We had like so many different people were all stopped what they were doing and were watching the dub with me and just laughing our asses off. Like we were enjoying the hell out of it. So it was funny because
that
there's
adds to
people
the
that don't watch
experience,
it,
yeah,
but
for
just
sure.
there, you know.
Yeah,
So it was great.
yeah, that's awesome.
That being said, I also rewatched season one of Yozakura Family because I was telling Nate this before we started recording, but holy shit, I felt like I didn't know what I was watching when I watched the first episode of season two of Yozakura. I had no idea what was going on. And I rewatched season one. I was like, oh, that's who that character is. Now it makes sense. So yeah, that was a great refresher. I'm back in the mindset. I'm back in. I know all the things now. I'm there now. I'm in the real mind area for that now. But
That's
yeah,
good.
that's what I watched. That's
Oh
what I
yeah,
binged.
and I don't have anything, so yeah, I'm just on the seasonal grind,
Yeah.
trying to stay up to date on everything. There's still a lot of premieres I haven't checked out that I wanted to check out, but it is what it is. I'm trying to stick to the main things. But
When you
speak
have 50 anime you're trying to watch,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah, I need to get back on watching at work or something, right? For
Yeah,
sure. I
honestly.
haven't even been doing that lately. But yeah, speaking of the main things, we're gonna hop into the seasonal spotlight now, where we talk about, you know, all the categories. We got shonen action, drama, isekai fantasy, the rom-coms, you name it. We got all of it. And yeah, we're going to be starting off with our shonen action sports segment. Also, just to remind you guys, this is from the anime from Sunday, April 12th to Saturday, April 18th.
But really, Sunday, April 19th, because let's be real.
Yeah,
We, because
yeah.
let's be real, we're going to be talking about the shit that came out today,
It
too.
should be
Um,
Monday, April 13th. Excuse me. Yeah,
exactly.
it should be Monday, April 13th to Sunday, April 19th. There we
Yeah,
go.
because we keep recording late because it is designed to. We're supposed to be recording on Saturday. I promise, guys. We record on Sunday every single week, but it's supposed to be recorded on Saturday. I promise.
Yeah. It's just
Uh,
also with how much stuff like Sunday there's not a lot of stuff, but Saturday there is a shit ton of stuff.
Saturday, I think there's 8 things or some shit that come out.
Yeah,
It's
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 insane.
insane.
But yeah,
But yeah,
oh, in unison. We're gonna start off with Snowball Earth here. Like I said, the shonen action sports segment. We're gonna hop into our
yeah,
honorable mentions. And we got Snowball Earth, which we saw the return of Yukio, which
Yukio.
probably shouldn't be a
Yeah.
surprise. You see him in the OP fighting in the snowscape and all that. Still, like the emergency pod and all that. Granted, he is a bit nerfed as they kind of talked about in this episode. I feel like because I think after this episode is where I'm like completely blind because I did read like the first volume of the manga and this is like how the first volume ended. It was like around this point right here.
All
And I
right.
feel like they did handle the fight like really well. I was actually really impressed. I know people are gonna be like, "Oh, the CGI, the monsters, and how they look." And whatnot. I've seen worse. I've seen
I
better.
have I've seen worse and I've seen better. This isn't bad.
Yeah, yeah, it like but I feel like I was really I think the music I was really impressed by, like, the way they were using, like, a lot of the background tracks and whatnot, I feel like added just, like, a nice element to it. Um, I just feel like the moments with, Tetsuo and, like, the other cast that he just had met and how they were kinda, like how they presented it, how they were trying to, like, get him to come towards them and stuff, and, like but he was like, "Nah,
Yeah,
like, the hero in me has to, like, do something because if I don't, these people probably are gonna die, they're not gonna get out of here." Like, we saw how they were trying to get out of here, climb up the freaking like, they were probably cooked if,
yeah,
Tetsuo didn't
because
get, the monster's attention.
yeah, we saw him crocking back, and we saw eventually what he was doing, and yeah, he woulda hit right into that rope ladder and taken everybody
Yeah.
out, like,
Mhm.
so, sometimes Tetsuo knows what he's doing. He ran the opposite direction, he went and got their attention, and the way he did it was super surprising to me. He was like, "I could run," and he's like, but I'm the hero. I can't not be the hero."
It's in his
It's
veins,
in his blood,
in
man.
his
He's
blood.
been doing it all his life. Me and Nate watched this together. I remember the whole time I was saying, it's because that's all he's been trained for. He's like an 86. He can't run away from the battlefield.
Yeah,
He can't run.
it's all he knows.
It's all he knows.
Yeah.
Which is really freaking sad when you think about it. The
Oh,
same as the
yeah.
Arumakun stuff. It's so sad.
Yeah.
Like it's really all he knew, you know?
Yeah, like, I know people may say, like, the whole friends thing, like, the making friends bit, but, like, he's never had that, right? Like, growing
Yeah.
up, like, he's just had this robot, and like you said, it is kinda sad, he's never had those personal, like, connections or friendships or anything, like, things that a boy or just a child, growing up should ideally have, right? And be going out and playing, with other kids and just, living life, being a kid, essentially, right?
Going to school,
Yeah.
like, people
Yeah.
downplay what going to school really does for you.
Yeah.
That's where you learn social skills, man, like,
Yep.
that's where you learn how to be a functioning member of society, like, all of us, whether we enjoyed our school life or not, that's where we became who we eventually, like, become, like, who we eventually solidify into.
Mhm.
And like maybe we refine it over the years, but the base is there and he never went to school. Like his father, I'm gonna be real, his father was kind of the worst.
Yeah.
Like
I
honestly,
mean, his
like
kid was just a guinea pig essentially
honestly.
for him, right? Like, yeah, I mean, and they do kinda cast like, even in the OP, they cast that kinda, like, shade on the father and all that,
Yeah, they
so
like cover his eyes. They do the whole anime villain thing
yeah.
where they don't show his full face.
Yep.
Like it's fair. I mean, you
Also
can't really forgive what he's done, but
oh, yeah, 100%. Also, another thing to mention with this episode is I feel like they did put a decent emphasis on it, was, like, how these kaiju are a lot different
yeah,
than, like, the
their
kaiju they were
skeletal
fighting
structure
before.
is
Yeah.
different, right?
Yeah, and I mean,
They look
the
more
way the episode left
humanoid.
off too, that was, like, the cliffhanger with the
Yeah,
one
the
kaiju who was
dude
just
kicking his
chilling and
legs.
yeah, he
Yeah,
was just chilling and yeah, so, obviously, these kaiju have changed, they've evolved somehow, right? So, we're dealing with it's not gonna be necessarily the same as it was for Tetsuo and Yukio, and even, like I said, Yukio has kinda been nerfed too, right? With this new form, right? The snowball, I think they called it in the episode, like, the snowflake form or whatever,
yeah,
but
I think it said snowflake model snowball or
yeah,
something. It was something dumb.
yeah.
But yeah,
Fun episode though. I feel like the tension was there and like yeah, some bits of it I think your issue a little bit was like the whole like monologue thing with him, right? How it kind of felt like maybe it
it
dragged
went for
on a
so
little bit.
long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Valid critique, I will say. Especially like when you're in the
Um,
middle. I know it's like a classic anime, typical
it's
anime
a
thing.
classic anime
Yeah.
thing when you're in the middle of a fight, but it's like,
Yeah.
come on,
It
guys.
sometimes works out, sometimes it doesn't. I feel like it could take you out of the, what's going on. Um but yeah, I feel like overall this was a fun episode though. I enjoyed it.
For sure. Yeah.
And yeah.
It's good, and one of my issues I had in the first episode, I don't remember if we said it on the pod or not, but it really annoys me that they don't recognize him.
Oh, yeah, you
Like,
did
he
mention
he
that.
was, like, the
Yeah.
hero of humanity, right?
It clicked
I
for
don't
them
care
in
if it's
this.
been 10 years, but dude, he was the hero, he's the reason, like, right?
Yeah.
And then, yeah, like you said, it clicked for them this episode, they're like, "Wait, we've seen this before.
Mhm.
Wait, we know who this kid is.
Which
Wait a second."
like, it took for them to see him fighting in Yukio, but, like,
Yeah.
surely his face was still everywhere, like, when he was the hero, like, we saw that, right? Like, it's not like his identity was kept a secret, I don't think, or anything like
No, it
that.
wasn't. No,
Yeah, so,
that's
like
another reason his dad was kind of ass.
yeah.
Like, his kid was, like, not even in middle school,
So I
right?
could
Like,
understand if the I could understand if the people didn't, like, see him ever, right? If he just was inside the robot and you just saw the robot fighting, but you never saw the
mhm,
pilot, right? But they, like, knew or they knew, like, his identity. So, yeah, that is, like, something when you pointed out, I was like, "Yeah, that's pretty valid," you would think that they remember him, but
yeah,
to be fair,
but
who knows how long they've been surviving on the planet. I
true.
don't know if they really disclose that because obviously, Tetsuo, he was in cryostasis for, like, 10 years, I think they said, if I remember correctly, and they could have been I mean, still 10 years, like, yeah, you would think they still remember the hero, like, it's the damn hero.
He wasn't in cryostasis, was he? He was fighting in space for 10 years. And then and we learned this episode that it took over 120 days for him to get back to Earth. So we
Mhm.
don't know how long he was actually in that pod coming back to Earth, the escape
Right.
pod.
Yeah.
So give like maybe I'm misremembering, but I think he was like I said, he was battling in space for over 10 years. Right.
Mhm.
And then it was at least over a third of a year getting back from where he was because we saw him 120 days in reading the book, right? That's
Mhm.
what we saw, and then him getting really depressed because Yukio wasn't there. Which is interesting that it took that long, and I guess realistic that it took that long for the data to get like
Oh, the reboot or whatever.
the reboot to
Yeah.
happen. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it took quite a while. We don't know how long Yukio traveled to get back. Maybe we do. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments.
I don't
Uh,
even remember myself personally.
yeah. But yeah. So it's been, let's just say 11 to like 15 years since he's been on Earth, right? Because we don't know exactly, but so it's been a minute,
Yeah.
right? Um, but yeah,
Fun
we don't know how
episode.
long the Earth has been snowball anything. But yeah, like you said, fun episode. I thought it's nice to have Yukio back. We kind of laughed about it because the name of the episode was like my first friend, and it's like I'm like
He
that's
checks it
cheating.
off
That's
the list.
bullshit.
Yeah, checked
He
it off.
checked it off the list. I'm like that's bullshit. You just re-got your first friend. Like that's not the same thing. Come on, that doesn't count.
Little loophole.
Uh, what a loophole.
But all right. Yozakura Family season 2, episode 2.
Yeah, this episode was a lot of fun. Um, we get we get our boy was tight.
Is it Taijo?
Why?
Or
Yeah,
is
it's
it something like
something like
that? I don't
that.
even really I haven't watched the series in forever, but
Dude, that's what I'm saying, man. I mean, literally, it's Taiyo, thank you.
Taiyo.
We get our boy Taiyo, dealing with, trying to suppress his eyes from glowing, his full bloom. So he keeps trying to suppress his full bloom, and he goes to school with, his wife, Mi what? Mutsumi, there we go. He goes with Mutsumi to school. He's trying to control his eyes. He also has a extra little job by his brother, of course, basically saying, "Get this motherfucker," because he's using his spy shit for evil. We end up finding him. It's really funny. He has the ability to like be imperceivable because he's such a like he's such like a background character that nobody even realizes he's there. So he likes to mess with Taiyo a little bit, messing with him by like uh swapping out the book he's reading with a porn mag, and getting like people to like, what are you doing? Or like putting rumors about him in the school paper, or like he's really just kind of a menace. And then Tayo ends up finding him and going like, "Hey man, I just want you to know that uh what is it? Kyorichiro. I fuck it, bro. I'm so bad at pronunciation, man. Big brother
That's the
told me to
protective
kill
dude,
you.
right? The
Yeah,
very yeah.
yeah. He's like, Big brother told me to come and kill you because you're annoying him. So just a heads up, I've been told by, the oldest brother of the Yozakura family to find you and kill you. So I have found you and I have my gun. Are you going to stop messing with me? Like he really came at him like that. And yeah, it
Some
was a
Liam
lot of fun. We
Neeson
end up
type shit.
honestly, right? But no, that part of the episode was a lot of fun. Then we like go into this whole dressing up the not the oldest sister, but the second oldest sister, Shion, dressing her up for a date, a quote unquote date. And she's like, as long as I think of it as equipment in a game, I can do it. And she ends up picking out a really cute outfit. It works. It's just one of the slice of life episodes. The calm before the storm, because last season ended on such a climactic and such a big, like the whole Yozakura family going out and fighting and getting their mom's body back. So like it was a kind of a big deal the end of last season. So now it's a little bit of like the side tangents, the calming down, the calm before like it picks back up,
Right.
because some of these characters are going to be important later because I have read the manga, so I do remember it. Anyway, that was a good episode. I had a lot of fun with it. It's just fun to be back in your Sakura family. It, I love Mutsumi and Taiyo, their relationship. I love seeing them acting like a couple, which is always fun because they are so cute. I kind of love the idea of them just already being married and like they're still in high school. It's fun, but moving on to marriage. Since we're talking about marriage anyway,
Perfect. Did I do this
marriage
intentionally? No, I
toxin.
didn't, but
Maybe
it is kind of funny.
it kind of works, man.
Yeah. Marriage Toxin, episode 2. I feel like right, okay, so it feels like to me that it's kind of gonna be like this episodic sort of deal with like
Mhm.
kind of like this girl of the week kind of thing. Uh
It might be,
yeah, which I did enjoy this episode quite a bit. First off, I will say the OP is like super catchy. Like the little dance that they do with the killer kiss
yeah,
bit. That was something I really liked that because I don't think they had the OP if I remember correctly in the first episode. Maybe they released it like on YouTube or something. Like they've been doing like a lot of companies for like promotion. They've been putting the OP out before it actually even comes out in the show. Um, but yeah, I did enjoy this episode. I still cannot get over the Kinosaki reveal we had in episode 1 because like you see him in this episode and I'm just like, man, this series is gonna go down. It's gonna end up with the two of them getting together, isn't it? Like I mean, I would not be surprised. I already know probably there's a ton of like fan art probably of them. I
for
like
sure.
yeah, but
Yeah, I
I
think,
mean, he just nails it like so well, right? Like you would not even like I don't know, it reminds me of, like, Dress Up Darling in a way, I forget what the name of the character was in that series, but the cross-dresser in Dress Up
yeah,
Darling, I feel like just they get it down, like, so, like, well, and I know, like, she or he is a marriage, swindler and all that, and it works out to his advantage, surely. I mean, yeah, but, like, I don't know. He just so many moments in this episode. Even Garrow was getting like flustered and getting
flustered, yeah.
yeah. And I'm just like, and then I see so many funny things like on Annie List, like in the forums and Reddit, and people are like, "Oh, I might be gay now" or something, right?
Yeah.
And like I just get a kick out of it because it's just like, yeah. I mean, Garrow couldn't even. he couldn't even, like, resist, honestly. So,
I love this series, and it's so much fun. It's so dumb that like it's so dumb, but it's so fun. Like I love their relationship, and like you said, I think I was talking to Neko about this, and she was like, well, I don't know. I haven't read a lot, but it to me it feels like you said that these two are gonna be together. It kind of feels like it because all the girls, he has good chemistry with a lot of the girls,
mhm,
but none of them even compare to his chemistry with her. And I'm
yeah.
like, that's insane,
I
or
I
him. But
and
yeah,
I just feel like you see his interactions with, like, these other I know there hasn't been much, but, like,
yeah,
I don't know, the way he just kinda naturally with him, it's just I don't know, it feel like I said, it just feels more
it's
natural,
natural.
I guess. Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
just the best way to describe it, honestly.
They have a real chemistry there, it's not forced, and
Yeah.
they really bounce off each other really well, it's cute.
Mhm.
The only problem is, the whole point of this is to make heirs, to make children.
Yeah. So how
So
would that work?
we're gonna need to figure out what was that movie back in the day, like, was it, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger where you could get pregnant and stuff? Like, was it, like, an old
I
movie or something?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Someone
fair
surely
enough.
does.
Someone
Someone
surely
I'm s
does.
yeah.
Basically, we're gonna need to figure out how to make a man get pregnant, because I'm okay with them getting married, but, like, babies
That's the
have to
one
come
that
from somewhere,
yeah, that's the one, like, issue with it is, like
honestly.
'cause that's, like, what the plot's kind of been set up on, is that
Literally.
yeah, so if they did, how are they gonna get around that? Like, you gonna get a sperm donor or, like, what are you gonna do, bro?
I mean, no, they got 2 sperm donors, they need a leg.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, this is a lot of fun. It's a really fun series. Like you said, episodic in nature. It's really cool to see. Uh, so the closer to death he is, the stronger he gets.
Mhm.
So he injects himself with these lethal poisons to, like, amp up his power, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I kind of thought it was like a Bane type deal, like he was like injecting this super steroid into him or something. But when he goes to grab the thing and he's like, "Don't touch that," right? Like, you cannot touch that. It's like, oh, and then the water master's like, oh, so it's a very lethal poison, is it? Like, I see. And it's like, oh, well then. And then of course, I'm actually really surprised that, like, he didn't, like, try to make a move on the water master. 'Cause, like,
Yeah.
she was pretty cute too,
Yeah, yeah.
like, I don't know, man. But yeah, it was, like I said, it was a fun episode. It These episodes are all gonna feel like fun. I just kind of want to see, like, what the through line is, and if, like, we are just pushing this romance between the two mains, or if, like, we're gonna find other women around that maybe he starts to have chemistry with, and
Mhm.
so I'm excited for it. But I mean, it's episode 2. We don't know much yet.
Yeah. Is it gonna keep kinda going down this kinda episodic format or, like yeah, I did find the whole thing with, like, the masters and seeing I know we haven't had all of them, but, like, even just, I think Ushio is her name, like, the water master,
Yeah.
like, seeing how her abilities and stuff like that worked were pretty cool too. It was like some Avatar, like, Aang shit or, like,
Katara
yeah,
shit,
Katara,
honestly.
yeah, which I haven't watched all of that, but
Oh yeah, speaking of Avatar, I should have mentioned I watched the Avatar movie in totally legal means, because it hasn't been leaked online or anything.
yeah, that was,
It was a fun movie.
yeah, I saw that on the TL, that was, like, going everywhere. Wasn't it just on or, like, someone I think just dropped it on X too, like, "Oh, like, fuck it, here's the
Yeah.
full blah, blah, blah movie."
Yeah, basically the whole thing is, like, it's really a fuck up from either Disney or Paramount. I don't remember who. It was like a really big fuck up from them, because they put it on the site, but they like, they like hid it, right? But of
Mhm.
course people fucking data mined and fucking found it
Oh, of course.
immediately, and we're like, oh well, here we go. And like the movie hasn't even come out in theaters yet,
Yeah, when
right?
is it supposed to come
Like
out?
it's supposed to come out in like a couple of weeks or something, right?
Okay.
Or like a
I was
couple
like,
of
man, if it's
months.
like super far, like, imagine it's like still super far off and it's just like they got
Yeah,
it. Like,
it basically it really screwed up like their release schedule of it and everything. They really messed up.
mhm.
But it was a good movie. It was a fun movie. So there's that at the very least.
Oh yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
Marriage Toxin, fun episode, I will say. It's been a fun series, but like I guess I'm like content wise, I'm not necessarily sold yet. Like, but I have been
Mhm.
having fun with it production wise. Like, it looks really nice. Like, I gassed up the opening as well. Like, there's a lot of pretty strong aspects of it. But yeah. Next up, we got Kill Blue.
Speaking of openings, I think we talked about this a little bit last week, but holy shit, that opening is so the fluid movement. It really is like you mentioned it last
The
week, and it
Chainsaw
really
Man
blew my mind. It really
director.
is Chainsaw Man,
Yeah.
bro.
Yep.
Like I looked at that, it's really Chainsaw Man. Yeah,
Yep. You definitely felt that in the visuals.
for sure.
This episode, which I mean, we figured was gonna focus a lot on the other girl, the daughter of the company where like the
The company head, yeah,
yeah
the pharmaceutical company.
yeah. So we figured it was gonna focus a lot on her, and she kind of has this whole, which it kind of sucks for her, right? She has like the whole thing where like everybody sees her as like the rich, beautiful girl and stuff like that, and she kind of like dislikes that. Just
Mm,
like the way kind of everyone sees her, and um, she kind of wants to, as we see in this, like she just like the whole ramen shop thing, like she kind of just wants to, you know, live a normal life, I guess, in a way. But I feel like she has a lot of these expectations and a lot of these kind of, things placed on her just because of her, her father and stuff
her
like that.
heritage.
Yeah.
And can we just talk about this anime, man? Bro, she's like not even in middle school yet, and you're like introducing her to grown ass
Yeah,
adults
that
who are
was
marriage candidates. It's like, come on, guys.
yeah.
Or, come on, guys.
But yeah, our boy Juzo, obviously he's continuing to learn, and obviously we saw how much he's into that already just from like the first episode. But the thing that like stood out to me a lot that I thought was pretty dope in this episode, because like, yeah, our girl, she has people after her, and when her father, I guess her family just has that influence, I guess is natural, like in this world, right? That she's gonna have kind of people out to get whoever, really, even if it's her, to kind of get through to the father or whatever the case is, right? But our boy Juzo, I feel like at first it didn't go too well in terms of like, their interactions and whatnot. But he kind of sees more of like the real, I guess, side of her, I guess you would say.
Yeah,
Because how she kind of came across and was, granted she was working, but like the way she, like, it really did seem like she enjoyed what she was like
she enjoyed
doing,
it.
right?
Yeah.
But like at school, she just looks like miserable, right? Um,
Mhm.
and yeah, I feel like once he saw like kind of that real side of her, I feel like they did hit it off, quite well. And of course, like I was going about to go into, like he ended up having to save her and all that, and I did, just the way he was like giving them like advice, right? He's like, "Oh, here's the first piece, the first, thing," and then he would like do something, and then like, "Oh, here's the next one." I did like that little bit with him.
He kind of schooled the kidnappers, which is so stupid.
Yeah.
He made an impossible shot
Yeah, that shot
with
was just
his
insane.
pistol. Like
At first, I was like,
he
"Okay, you're gonna shoot from this far," and then he like put it up in the air, and I was like,
well, because drop, of
"Yeah,
course.
yeah." But I'm just like,
I'm like, bro,
if
I
you're
don't think
pointing
the
it up,
bullet.
you would think it would fall like faster, right? Like, but I feel like the way he was pointing like pretty like vertical, like it was like a 90-degree angle almost. Maybe I'm misremembering, but I just feel like I was like, bro, that's gonna come way short. But either way, like you said, it was like an impossible shot.
He's the goat. What can you say? But, I think it was a little bit I think it's a little bit unrealistic that she wouldn't just recognize his voice,
Yeah, the
or, like,
bag.
she
Oh yeah,
wouldn't
because he put the bag on her head. Yeah,
or, like, she wouldn't hear the fucking people there saying, "What's this little kid doing here?" Like,
yeah,
he's like, "I'm older than all of you." But yeah. No, it was a fun episode, of course, the ramen shop thing, I mean, that's probably the highlight, right?
yeah, yeah. The
Like,
ramen.
everything with that.
Yeah, and just like even like some of the dialogue there, like how he was like kind of saying like, "Oh, like treat me to more ramen," and stuff like that. And
And no toppings, though, and he's like,
yeah,
"Oh." So I imagine these 2 are gonna become friends.
hmm
It may take a minute, but they're gonna become friends, so it's good to see him getting the life that he really didn't get to have. Even if he has a daughter, by the way, who's, what, the same age as her, right?
yeah.
Like, but nah, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I feel like it wasn't as random, definitely as the first episode too, because like the end of the first episode like got like I
It's
was like,
so weird.
yeah, like this one was more like straightforward. I feel like for sure, um,
Yeah.
but yeah, solid episode for that one. And lastly, we have Doctor Stone, which usually me and Vash go into. Probably won't go into it as much this episode because like Vash isn't here, and in this episode really mostly the primary focus was introducing Sai, I believe his name was, because as we talked about last episode, like, oh, they were going to India and they had to kind of break through the Suez canal and to like kind of cut their time down significantly, and they did manage to do that. I still think they could have just pushed the damn boat through it, but they used like a homing missile, which fun, cool. But yeah, now they have pretty much like the super hacker type character on their side. So they're kind of just bringing pretty much all the resources or whoever they can gather, right, to get to the moon and to help build like the rocket and help get everything together. It's kind of like where we're at right now. It was also interesting and a bit surprising that he is actually related to Ryusi. I don't even know how to pronounce his name. Rusui, something like that. I'm butchering his name completely, but yeah, we did get some like little backstory bits with them, and kind of the you definitely saw his personality like shine, Risui and with Sai, and just kind of the expectations, right, that were on him, and I feel like he was constantly being pushed and pushed and pushed, even though it necessarily wasn't what he kind of wanted to do. So I did. I feel like for a kid, that's kind of a lot to put on someone for sure. But the fact he was even doing that like programming and things like that from a very young age was like actually crazy. And that's been one of the complaints actually with this core so far has been like, oh, people are like, some people calling it like racist, but like the previous episode where they went to, I think it was like Barcelona or whatever, and I guess some of the content in there people were offended by or whatever. They're just like, oh, this season just became, or this core became just the core of stereotypes and all that, because now they got the India bit and it's like, oh, the mathematics of this, I guess some of the things people were offended by or whatever. But I did like the Dragon Quest reference in this episode too. Although I'm not too familiar, like obviously I'm aware, I know of Dragon Quest, but that was something I wasn't expecting them to reference, but they did. So that was another cool bit. But yeah, pretty much this episode, the point of it, introduce a new character who's going to be essential, definitely, to kind of our last little push here to get to the moon and all that. So yeah, like the backstory bit, and yeah, I'm sure we'd go more into it at Vash's here, but that's all I got for Doctor Stone. And now we can move into our main topics, and we're going to start off here with Demons of the Shadow Realm, episode 3, where our boy, as we expected, is trying to get used to this whole new world, aka the modern world, that's
Yeah.
below. And I feel like this created a lot of very funny scenes, you know, with the toilet, with the what was it, a rice ball, the rice cake or whatever he had from like the convenient shop, and how it was like packaged, and he's like, how do you unpackage this? And just the cell phone, and how they were trying to explain what a lot of these things were, to them, and even the left and the right, like his, the daemons or whatever, trying to explain some
Yeah.
thing, because they were even curious as well. They were like, what is this and what is that?
What is this?
Yeah. So like kind of the ways that like Dara was trying to explain a lot of this, because yeah, it is a lot to take in, surely. Right? Like I said, it's a whole new world, but that did to lead to a lot of like comedic bits in this episode. It wasn't all comedic though. I feel like we did get um some insight, right, with the parents, seeing Yuru as like a child, and uh seeing, I think it was his daemons, right, that it kind of explained what happened a little,
Like
like,
what happened,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
with the parents and all that. So yeah, what did you think of this episode though?
It was a good episode. I mean, like you said, you kind of said it all, right? We learned a lot about like everything that was going down. We learned a lot of things that we just didn't know, that we just weren't prepared, like we had no idea about, right? We learned that yes, um the parents took away, fuck, what's her name?
Asa?
Akka?
Asa, the sister? Yeah.
Asa, thank you. They took away Asa, and we also learned that the left and right had never seen Asa until that point. So it kind of gave me the feeling, and I was talking about this with Vash because we recorded a reaction to it. I was like, it kind of feels like they're ashamed of Asa, like, like, like that they didn't want Asa to like be out, like they're afraid of her or something, like that they're like there's something wrong with her or
Mhm.
something, like because it kind of feels like the whole thing of like there's the good and the bad twin, there's the good and evil twin. It just really feels like they're trying to push that Asa was treated as like maybe she was born at night or born in the morning. Well, because Yoru means night, of course.
Yeah.
So does that mean like Asa was born in the morning and she's the one that's like potentially because they use the powers of the two opposing to like create civil wars and shit. So maybe like they just didn't want to be part of this civil war potentially happening. So they tried to like get them out of there. I
Mhm.
don't know. It's just like a whole thing.
And
I
it's like,
was
why
like,
don't you bring Yuru? Why don't you bring your other kid with you too? It's just
yeah,
like
why don't you bring your other kid, right?
yeah, like there's reasons, maybe like there's still a lot we don't like know. I guess we
We
don't,
just don't
yeah, we
know,
don't have the
right?
full
Yeah.
picture on a lot of it. Um but yeah, we did get a bit more insight though into that. We also did get more insight, I feel like, into the family, like the Kagamori family, and just
Mhm.
I guess some of these little, I mean, it just feels like they're doing like these little side jobs and stuff like that. Like they don't really hold back. They're pretty brutal, I would say, that's for sure. I mean, we saw even like with the village and all that what happened. So that was kind of shown there. That was more on a larger scale, but they kind of deal with little odd jobs and stuff like this, as we saw in this episode. Seeing, I think his name's Jin, seeing his daemon and stuff like that. We kind of saw that on display in this episode.
Right.
Yeah, so getting that, we got some more on like the whole, the them being Asa and Yuru being born, just the whole night and day thing, and
The night and day thing, and like
yeah,
there's the prophecy of like I said, of being used to start like wars and these giant catastrophes that always happen with these the twins born split
yeah,
by night and day and all that. So there's a lot we just don't know, and then a lot that's being set up, and I feel like right now it's just what's gonna happen, you know? Like,
mhm,
what does this mean?
yeah,
What does this mean for these two, and why are these two just kind of dragged into it with like no say for themselves, you know?
right,
It's a little bit sad, right? It's like, come
yeah.
on, guys, like
I did
they're their
also
own
like
people.
they went into like the whole seal and the break bit,
Yeah,
but you would think that Asa has the break bit, right?
yeah,
Because of like the barrier and all that with the village.
Mhm.
Like how
And
the
then, like, we saw her, like, attack the Daemons,
yeah,
right?
Europe probably has this
So
the seal or whatever. Um, yeah, there was that. The interactions between Hana and Dara I thought were pretty funny.
are so cute.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
adorable.
definitely adorable. So, yeah, a lot they went
I ended up
into. Oh, go ahead.
I ended up realizing who Dara is, cause I was like the whole time, for some reason Miguel kept saying Dara's Mustang. I'm like, Dara's not Mustang, and I finally figured out Dara's Hughes, bro.
Darius Hughes, that's more fitting.
Dara's Hughes,
Yeah,
right?
Mustang is like the Jin
The dude with the
guy.
glasses, right?
Yeah,
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 the
yeah,
Jin guy,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. That's
So yeah,
more
I
accurate.
know, completely off topic. It has nothing to do with anything, but I just realized that I was like, I figured it out. I finally figured it out. It was driving me insane, man. So there you go.
Yeah, this episode though was
Okay.
a mixed, like action wise, there wasn't really any action. I guess there was a little bit
Yeah.
with the Kagamori clan and all that, but like really, this episode kind of took the time to slow it down a bit. Yuru's still trying to process what's been revealed to him, right? And
Mhm.
just learning about even with his parents and how they like even how the village was like discovered. They went into that, getting some comedic bits, a lot of lore drop and world building and faction building and stuff like that in this episode. So yeah, some interesting stuff going on. We still don't have the full picture, obviously, with a lot of things. That's to be expected because we're still very early on. But another enjoyable episode. I feel like definitely getting more and more attached to the characters. So love to see that.
I just want episodes from Asa's point of view now, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, I
That's
agree.
what I want.
hmm But all
I need
right,
to know more.
next up we got Ace of the Diamond.
Ace of the Sped.
The speed run. Which, yeah,
Ace
as
of
we
Speed.
expected, this episode did wrap up the Yakushi and Ichidai game,
Yeah.
which, man, uh, what a brutal way to go out,
What a
for
brutal way to
Yakushi. And,
go
and this was the thing where it's like, because I know me and you both were in the same boat. We were talking to like Neko about it, and like, who do you think's gonna win? And just
Yeah, who do you think is
even
gonna
seeing people
win?
online like, yo, Yakushi, Yakushi's one of the fan favorites, so everybody wants Yakushi to win. You're just
Everyone
sitting
wants
there like,
Yakushi to win.
just like, man,
That's insane that that's not gonna happen, huh?
right.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I wish I could be there and, be there for you with this, but unfortunately, guys, Yakushi takes that L,
Yeah,
rather.
the L, which I don't know. I did like
Hurts
this.
so
I
much.
did like how this episode handled the whole, rivalry between Amahisa and Raichi. I definitely like that.
Mhm.
And then just even the character moments with like Sanada and Raichi and Sanada and Amahisa kind of giving their respect. Really, Amahisa was giving his respect to Sanada and just Yakushi as a whole, because he was like, calling them superheroes and stuff. Like, what are these guys, right? Like, nothing phases
Yeah,
them. They just keep going, right? Like, after Raichi made that error, which really you could say costed them the game,
it
right?
really did.
Yeah,
It really did,
yeah.
and it really sucks.
But
Like,
just the way they kind of brushed
Raichi is
that
top.
off, right, was like so Yakushi in a nutshell, right? That just like kind of
Right.
shows the kind of team they are, right? From just from that, like how Sanada was talking to Raichi after that, how everyone was it's not like everyone made a big deal out of it or anything. There's no doom and gloom, maybe from just Raichi's, perspective, but even coach is like, just go next, focus on the next the play, the
Yeah,
next
go next.
yeah.
You got this.
Yeah, exactly. So that showcased just, the kind of team Yakushi is 100%. Um so yeah, there was like some great moments with Sanada, with Amahisa, and with Raichi in this episode. But yeah, it was a brutal way to go out if you're I mean, we're all Yakushi fans, but uh
Yep.
if you're an anime only, especially and you're watching this, yeah, brutal way to go out for sure.
And this is one of those ones, like you said, me and you, when we asked Neko that question, we both just kind of smiled and waved. It's the old smile and wave, boys,
Mhm.
smile and wave.
Yep.
It was, oh man, it hurt.
Yeah.
It still
Seeing
hurts,
seeing
man.
Raichi like break down like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It stings.
You
And
hate
I
to see
think
it.
what, 'cause Sanada's a 3rd year, right?
Yeah, it's his last
It's his
year.
last year. So, yeah, man. They almost did it though. I mean, because they were down 2-0, and they made a little rally at the end of the,
They tied
Raichi
it
kind
up,
of,
and
yeah,
then at
Raichi
the
broke it
8th,
open. Yeah.
yeah, and then it just it
The Amahisa got some
one
balls on him though,
small
right? When he
did.
hit that when he hit off Sanada and he went for 2, I was like, "Bro, you're kinda crazy for that, man."
He was insane for that one. Like, imagine how bad that could have went if he didn't make that. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, even
he
even Sanada was like, "Dude, like, I didn't
dude,
think he
that's
was that kinda
insane.
person," you know?
But it works out. So now we know that Ichida is moving forward.
Mhm.
Um, if Neko were here, I would be asking like, so what do you think's gonna happen next? But you and I, of course, know a little bit more. But
Yeah.
oh man, these next couple games are gonna be great. It really sucks that the anime is pushing and really making these important matches really quick.
Yeah.
Um, Hopefully the final match will be a little bit longer. I mean that's the hope, right? Like if they're gonna speed through all of this, please make that last match.
Yeah.
Like give us that at least.
Someone said, like, I haven't even looked into it. I haven't even saw the preview. I know you mentioned a little bit from the preview because we saw our
Yeah,
senpais in one of the
we saw the
frames, which
senpais.
was awesome. Like, that's anytime they're around is just a great feeling, of course. But someone was saying they were like, judging off the preview, it looks like they're going for another 10 chapters in the next episode or whatever. And I'm just like, oh man. So
That's really great to hear, guys.
yeah. It's just, yeah, it sucks, but I feel like this episode definitely I feel like it did nail, some of the bits with Amahisa and Raichi and some of that mental battle and just Raichi after so many times seeing, the sly as they put it, he kind of got the hang of
Mm,
it a bit, and that's what ultimately almost, right? It put Yakushi even in a position to win, right?
to rally, to
Yeah.
get there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so just wasn't enough, came up short. Tough, but,
It's
yeah,
heartbreaking, honestly.
yeah, Ichidai moves on, so anything else,
Ichida moves on.
you wanted to mention with this episode?
I'm excited to see Chris Senpai next episode. What
Always,
can I say?
always, man.
And a Furia start, which yay,
Yeah,
Furia.
yeah,
I love Furia. I love Furia, but it hurt. You know,
mhm.
he did my boy dirty for a little while, so I love him, but still.
Fair.
But yeah,
Alright, next up, we got Wistoria, which shit
like we
hit the
said before
fan.
we started recording, yeah, shit hit the fan.
Yeah, and I don't even necessarily have a whole lot to say about this episode, like, I did like a lot of the action, I feel like it feels like this is like the tension is there, and I feel like it is kind of like caught a lot of the characters, off guard, seeing a lot of the characters come together and, try and fight together, right? Is like even I think what's her name had a Colette had a pretty cool moment. I also got like a kick out of it too because she like said sorry to the statue before um
Before she broke it
yeah,
down,
before she broke
yeah.
it down. So like, some cool character moments in here for sure. I will say.
Our goat,
Our goat.
yeah, he died. He got killed at
Oh,
dinner.
Roddy or whatever.
Yeah, his best
Yeah,
friend.
yeah,
I'll protect your master. You go to Colette. I'll protect your master. I promise. And yeah, he protects your master. He takes the hit for him. Oh
yeah,
man,
yeah. And a big part of this episode was kind of them trying to figure out like how this even like happened in the first place because they're saying like obviously something like this is orchestrated. This isn't just like random. Like this has been set up. This is you know so that was kind of like a thing because I was wondering as well, like how is this even like happening? They were comparing it to what happened in like the I forget what floor exactly it was, but in the dungeon,
during the
right?
dungeon.
They were
Yeah,
comparing it to like one of the floors, um, where something like kind of similar happened. So Yeah, I mean, the action was good. I feel like, there was some nice cuts, especially, like, with Will when he was fighting the one monster. I don't even know if they gave it, like, a specific name or if it has a specific name. I honestly don't even remember. But, yeah, there were some nice bits with Will. I feel like some nice character moments in here, like Graham just mentioned with Rosti. But, yeah, I feel like right now it's just like, yeah, shit hit the fan. Their backs seem against the wall. Yeah, I don't know anything else you would wanna mention? I feel like there's not, like I content-wise for me, there's not a whole lot to say. I think it was a more, like, action, definitely oriented episode, a little bit of, like,
Yeah.
shock value, maybe you'd say. Uh
It feels interesting to see that this was all orchestrated, especially at the time when all of our Magia Vander would be drained from recasting the seal.
mhm,
So all of them are out of commission, and even worse, they've been ordered that if they go down there, like they're done. Like you're not allowed to go down there. So the Magia Vander and the tower in general are not helping with this. They're like, figure it out yourselves, which really pisses off the bad guys because they even mentioned like, wait, our whole goal was that. Wait, where are they going? And which we learned from the headmistress. Wait a second, this isn't for us. This has nothing to. This is a distraction, isn't it? They're trying to get into the tower. So I guess the tower knows what they're doing. They kept people in the tower for that purpose. We get to see a lot of the mages, like you said, team up and try to fight these things.
mhm,
And we see a couple of the mages, students, mind you, take out the ones with the mage killer swords, which is interesting because the first couple mages from the tower we saw fighting, they got murked, they got killed because they just didn't realize, hey, those swords, bad news, you know.
yeah,
Um, but we also see Will going around and killing these things like they aren't even there. Like he's slicing through them like butter.
mhm,
So he's really powered up a little bit since we last saw him. Um, because I remember he had an issue with this before, no? Like now he's just taking them out in droves.
yeah,
But he is just one man, so they call the dwarves for reinforcements. It's really cool to see the dwarves backing up. Like, hey, we gotta go save Will and the boys. Like Will and Will's crew. Let's save them. Like, fuck the rest of them, but Will and Will's crew, we gotta keep them protected.
mhm.
Um,
They did
Now
also
there's
find
this
out
new
how
one.
to deal with, like, they were saying, like, things that aren't like, with the whole statue bit, like, things that aren't imbued with magic, right, is
Magic.
kind of like so that may come up again or be, like, you know, a good kinda little bit of intel, I guess you would say, or, like,
Yeah,
something they realized. That's
yeah. But like you said, overall, this is just a fighting episode.
mhm,
And of course, the shock value, the Attack on Titan, your mom dying type beat.
yeah.
It was fun though.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Yep, but there are still a lot in terms of, like, what's going on and, like, how this was set up or who set it up, and I feel like there is still that kind of aspect, um, as well going on right now. So, yeah, we're gonna move into our next category now, and we have our drama, thriller, psychological, and we're gonna start off with Agents of the Four Seasons, episodes 3 plus 4. I told Graham I'm not caught up. He can just talk about whatever he wants, honestly. So if he's gonna spoil, if he's not gonna spoil, or whatever he wants to say, the floor is his because it's been weeks and I'm not caught up, and that's on me. So,
Now this one's a lot of fun. We had in these past two episodes, Spring came and visited the agent of Summer and her guard, which they're twin sisters, which is
oh,
really cool. And there's a bit of a resentment there from both sisters to each other, because the older sister, like, really hates that it had to be her younger sister because her younger sister was super like attached to her, and then she became a god out of nowhere. So now the older sister kind of took it upon herself and basically dedicated her life to her younger sister, and she feels a bit of resentment, like, I gave you my youth. I gave you all of my youth. But now I'm going to go and marry this man and I'm going to live my own life, and you have to accept that. And it's really sad. It's really sad, like, they're, like, going their separate ways, and, like, that's kinda what these 2 episodes have really been about. It's really sad they get attacked, of course. Um, and then, Winter comes and saves them, but he does it from the shadows because he knows that Sakura will kill on sight. So he specifically is not there for that. He's like, I'm good. I don't want to fight her right now. But no, this was overall, it was a good episode. It was a good couple episodes. Like I said, it was largely about the family and, like, a bit of resentment that was there. The little sister, like, is really mad that she was never told about the fiance, and, like, that even she was even seeing a boy. Like, she's like, I've told you everything about my life. You know everything about me. I rely on you for so much, and you just didn't tell me you were gonna get married, and now you're just gonna leave me? Like, I care about you so much. Like, the only reason I'm even using my powers is because you're the one who asks me every year. You're the one that says you want to see spring, you want to see the spring, not the spring, the summer flowers. I only, like, gather the courage and the energy to do that because it's for you, because it's for my big sister, and you're taking that away from me, the one thing I care about. And it's like, oh, and then, of course, Spring relates a little bit, to her past and what happened with Sakura, and so she's like, you can't hold on to it. You have to, like, if you really love each other, you can't hold on to this resentment. You have to treat them right. Like, if you really love this person, if you really like this person, if this person is really your number one, like, your favorite, like, person, you have to, you can't hold on to this resentment, this hatred, this burning, like, jealousy inside of you. You have to be nice to them, because it could be that this is the last time you ever see that person. And if that was the case, like, what how are you going to feel about it? And it was just a really cool thing. It's something that honestly everyone should keep in mind. Me and Nate were talking a little bit earlier about something very similar to this. Like, it really is, like, it could be the last time you ever see this person, last time you ever talk to this person. Like,
Yeah,
holding on to shit is pointless, you know. Just,
because many times
it's
we
not worth
regret.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Many times you end up regretting, like, oh, I should have, you know, said that, or I shouldn't have left things like that. Like, this was the last thing I said. It's just, yeah, things like that. It's, yeah, like certain things. I feel like, yeah, like when you go to certain extremes, yeah, it's certain cases it's valid, right, to hold a grudge or maybe not associate with a person. But like when it's like, I don't know if
some
I'd say,
petty
yeah,
shit.
yeah, it's literally. I was gonna say some petty shit. At first I was gonna be like, yeah, maybe not petty shit, but like in a lot of cases it is petty shit, honestly.
Yeah,
Um, so yeah, a lot of the times it's not worth it though to hold a grudge for however long, you know.
yeah.
But have they
But yeah,
introduced all
like I
the
said,
agents yet?
we have seen spring, summer, winter.
No fall yet?
We have not seen fall. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
but
Hopefully I'm caught up by next week, but
and then make no promises.
yeah.
But yeah,
Uh
it was
all right.
good. How
All
did you
right.
see scenes of Awajima?
Yeah, this one I mean, I'm very conflicted on this one because
And
I like even the first episode, I like some content with it, like the Kinue girl and like the the whole content with her friend and how her friend was like jealous of her kind of, or like looked up to her, wanted to be like her, and it led to her not really wanting to follow her to the school because she kind of wanted to forge her own path. I did like that content quite a bit. This episode though, This one also, like, I know we mentioned Marriage Talks and, like, episodic kind of format, or, like, maybe it feels like it's gonna go down that route. This, so far, just has these different character stories, spaced out
Literally.
through the episodes.
Yeah.
Because this took us back, you know, I don't know how many years, but it took us back, like, a generation or 2.
Like a good 30, like a good 25, 30 years back.
Yeah.
And
So
some of the teachers were students here, you
yeah,
know?
because at first I'm just like, "Okay, who are these characters we're focusing on right now?" Right? Like,
Yeah.
um so yeah, this episode dealt with, like, I feel like kind of the pressure and, like, the expectations and things like that that come with being in a school like, Awajima and all that. And when you have someone, there's going to be people I feel like that just genuinely want to root you on and support you and stuff like that, but then there's also obviously going to be people that are jealous of you, right? And just maybe the position that you are in, or how you come across, or how even it could be you not even doing anything or saying anything, but like maybe certain people see you in a light, right? Or put you up on this pedestal. So you get jealous of that person, when maybe you haven't even talked to them or really know
Yeah.
them for the kind of person that they are. And that's kind of what happened, I feel like, in this episode with the Emmy, which was the character who, spoilers, um she ended up dying, actually. Which, yeah, a lot of it was just bullying, and a lot of just what we saw kind of transpire in this episode. Actually, I don't remember the teacher's name. Ibuki was the
Yeah,
teacher's name.
Ibuki.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
like,
she was kind of like she was trying to, like, say the only reason you're getting roles is, like, are you sleeping with the teachers? Like,
yeah,
it was just a whole bunch of just
the jealousy, and yeah.
and then Emmy's roommate also ended up saying that, like, I was in love with you the whole time, and, like, I there was a bit of resentment there, and, like, I kinda put so much pressure on you, and then I kinda drove you away, and I feel so bad about that, and, like, she was writing, like, I wanna say it was, like, a suicide note or something, like, I feel so bad about this, and, like, like, I wish my body would just crumble away, like, because I'm, like, worthless or something. I don't know if she just had a disease and she was already dying, and so she was depressed and she was just putting thoughts into paper, or if
Hmm.
she did, like, take matters into her own hands and try to, make shit proceed faster, right?
Hmm.
But, like, it was, yeah, so much of it's look, I'm gonna this whole series is melodramatic bullshit right now, man. Like, there is no continuity in the story yet. There's no characters I care about. Like I thought we had a main character at one point, and now we haven't seen her in an episode, like an entire episode, and now being introduced to the parents of other people and, like, fucking the teachers and it's like, where the hell it
Yeah,
the melodrama is
I
real.
think how
I
it's put
just
I think how it's put together is kind of what's, like, off-putting me, because I did like
yeah.
how this, like, tied into, like, the present day, and, like, because the grand or yeah, I think it was the grandmother of Kinoue, who we focused on in the second half of the previous episode, who was, like, the
Mhm.
dorm mate of our main girl, if you'd wanna
I
call
mean,
her
I don't
that.
even know if that's the thing, like, honestly, like
It did tie in with her, though, because, like, the grandmother or whatever wants to support her now because of,
yeah,
like, obviously the past, because she went to the school, and was related with Emmy and stuff like that, and was around when a lot of that was happening.
mm,
So, like, she wants to kinda, in her memory, I guess, really put her all into supporting the Kinoue girl. So, like, but yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, I feel like how it's kind of flowing right now is just a little off-putting to me. So, yeah, I'm very, like, conflicted, because, like, some of the content I have been enjoying, but also it's just, I don't know, something doesn't feel
yeah,
right now.
it feels like right now, and you know what? Maybe you know what? I feel so dumb. Read the name of this fucking series. it's 100 scenes of Awajima. I think it's all gonna be broken up shit like this. I
Mhm.
think it's gonna be like not 100, but it's like gonna be a whole bunch of short stories about shit that happened in Awajima. I think maybe this is our own like I think this is our fault because I think the title says it all. Maybe I'm just like conflating something, but like it feels like 100 scenes of Awajima. It really is
So
gonna
you
be
don't think it's gonna
100 separate
flow like
stories.
yeah, it may
Yeah, I
not
don't think
flow
it's gonna
like a
flow.
linear kinda
Yeah.
narrative. Hmm.
It's just gonna be 100, not 100, of course, because there's no way they're gonna fit 100 in the what 12 episodes.
Yeah.
Like, so it's gonna be like I'm trying to remember what that type of story is called, where it's just like a whole bunch of different episodic like things happening in an area. I feel like that's what we're getting here.
Like an anthology?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be like an
Okay.
anthology.
I mean, I yeah, that's how it kinda feels right now, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know some things, I guess, like, kinda tie together and whatnot, but I think the next episode will definitely be like a telling sign, especially, like, after what we had in this one, if it kinda, like I don't know, it could just because like, yeah, these first 2 episodes has been this character and this character, and then this character and this character. It's yeah, it's a bit all over the place, but, like, is this maybe the purpose of kinda introducing the who our main characters are going to be? Because right now you would think it's the girl we saw in the first episode, Wakana, Kinue, and then maybe the next episode will focus on, like, who the 3rd girl is in a way, because I know there's, like, 3 of them in the visual, so
Mhm.
we'll see, though, but yeah, like I said, conflicted on this one. I feel like there were much like the first episode, there were parts of this episode I did like quite a bit. I feel like initially in the episode, I'm just like, "Okay, what is going on here? Like, where, who, what?" But then by the end, when they kinda I feel like they tied it I feel like they tied it together pretty nicely, in my opinion, but yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, we'll see what that one, has in store coming up, though. Maybe I'm curious which way I'm gonna, like, kinda lean towards as it goes
Yeah.
on, because right now I'm in the middle, but
For sure.
yeah. Next up, we got Nippon Sengoku Episode 3. This is all Grem because I didn't actually get to this, episode this week. Shame on me, I know.
No, yeah, Nippon San Goku, episode 3. We get to see the end of that test.
Oh, yeah, that
Um,
cliffhanger, bro. Oh, I shoulda got
that
to this episode.
cliffhanger,
Yeah, I'm
bro.
pissed.
Yeah, so he ends up making him kneel, somewhere or another. I'm not trying to go too deep into things because
Thank you.
I know
Thank
our boy wants to know. Um, but he ends up proving his martial prowess, let's say, and gets our boy, our general to kneel, and he goes, "Very good, you pass." And then our main character comes through, gets on his knees and presents something, and the general picks it up, looks through it. You see his eyes go big. He looks at him. Then he looks back at one of his aides, hands them the thing. They look at it. They're going through it. They're like, "Wait, why are you giving this to me? Like, aren't you're supposed to be trying to make me kneel?" He said, "Well, I can't do what he just did. I'm not that good. But if I'm gonna fail anyway, then I want you to see what my ideas are." And he goes, "Shit," and he kneels in front of him. He's like, "Good job." He's like, "You pass." And then the assistant goes, "Do you think maybe that was his idea the whole time?" And then the general's like, "Did I get played?" And he looks at him and he just smiles at him. It's like, "Oh nah, nah, he's smarter than he lets on.
So his
Damn."
wasn't with brute force like kinda the other guy was
Nah.
trying to okay, I figured that was gonna
Mhm.
yeah.
So it was fun. Then we get this really interesting scene that like delves into the politics of this third of Japan, right? That minister, what's his name? The freaking fat dude, the fat bastard. He
Oh,
just proved
yeah, from
that he
episode
doesn't
1.
give a shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
What's his name? Denki.
Yeah.
Denki Tyro or whatever his name is. I think
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
minister or something. He the Lord of Home Affairs of Yamato. Yeah, he really disrespects the emperor in front of his council. He kind of just proves that he doesn't give a shit about anyone's authority. He sits down and makes a power play. He talks about how, well, given the situation, I'm going to just force the surrender of this other nation, and everyone's like, "Wait, you can't do that. That'd be really bad for us. What if they fight back?" And it's like, "Yeah, and if they fight back, we've never lost." And he really just pulls his dick out and starts
It sounds
swinging
like
it.
it.
And and of course, some of the people there, some of the strategists are like there's ministers, are big ministers. They're like, this is bullshit. Like, what the hell? This can't stand. Like, he's disrespecting the crown. He's been using the imperial seal. He's been doing all this bad, 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 bad. And then he sits there and puts his hand up the same way he did in episode 1. And he counts. He's like, 1, 2, and he puts the peace sign on his eyes, and then the heads start falling.
Damn.
And he's like, anyone else have a problem with what I'm doing? And everybody sits there and shuts up. Of course, except for our general, because our general is the only one who can stand up to this guy. He's the only one with any power, any type of power. But even he is kind of getting belittled by this guy. And this guy really shit talked the emperor, made him look bad, and it I'm just surprised he's getting away with it. It reminds me of the Three Kingdoms era of China, when the emperor was a figurehead that the actual warlords were using, because the emperor was so young, nobody, like,
Mm.
he was just a figurehead.
Do you
He never had power.
when you were describing this, I thought of Kingdom, just the series. I thought it was
Yeah.
yeah. Which I know is, like, based on a lot of that, like, in
Mhm.
yeah.
So yeah, it really, like I said, man, it popped off. I can't wait till you watch this, because it really went out, and like, oh man.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
I don't want to talk too much about it. I kind of want
Just
you
know,
to
guys,
see it.
yeah, I appreciate Graham for being very bare bones. Because this is a series I care about. Like, if it was one, I was like, just go ahead, right? But
Yeah. But yeah, moving on from there, since I don't want to get too far into that, we got Akane Banashi, a series you and I have both
yes,
read.
sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys remember that bet we were talking about? Ha ha, funny, hee hee. Right after recording, I couldn't sleep very well that night. I ended up catching up, man. I'm gonna be honest. It took me less than a day. It took me less than 24 hours. I was fully caught up with the manga, so I'm actually past
Great. Yeah,
where
he's
Nate is
past
now.
me. He's past me now. Insane.
I'm past our other friend Daiki too. I'm past everybody. I am caught up.
Nice.
I'm eagerly waiting the next chapter and the next couple chapters, because there's a really badass, I want to say fight scene, but we all know it's not fight scenes, but there's really badass competition going on right now. A little dick swinging going on. I'm kind of excited to see what's going to happen. But we're talking about the anime here.
Mhm.
So,
Which we met some of the other, uh, you know,
the
people studying
senpai.
other, yeah, Shiguma,
Yeah,
which, obviously I like seeing Maikaru for sure, because
for
yeah,
sure.
he's a character I like quite a bit. I forgot, I feel like, I mean, it's been a bit since I read, but Kyoji, I don't remember him giving me that good of a first impression. I don't know. Maybe I'm just misremembering, because, like I said, it's been a bit. But I was watching this episode, I was like, man, Kyoji's kind of like he's kind of like
Kind of the
awesome.
goat.
Yeah, he's kind of
Yeah.
the goat, bro. So he
He's
made a
really
yeah,
good.
he made a very strong first impression just on me, and especially what he was like trying to
Like,
'cause
get
it di
across,
yeah, what he was trying to
right?
get across, what he was trying to teach Akane and get through to her, which is gonna be very important and impactful for her. Because at first, like, Kyoji, I don't really think knew or got what, Shiguma was telling him, but then when he saw, Akane performing and stuff like that, like, it clicked in his head, um, with just, her just kind of using the material that she has and just putting it out there, what she's learned. But there's real
And she
like,
went
there's
at
no,
her own pace. She didn't
yeah,
even kind of, like, look at her audience or,
right.
like, try to gauge what they would enjoy or try to, like, edit the material just a little bit to make it a
Mhm.
little bit more relatable. She did none of that, and she went full force with what she knew,
Yeah,
and that's not bad necessarily, but, like, if you're trying to be a Rakugo, if you're trying to like really do this for a living, you have to understand your audience, right? Um, and I mean, this is something Akane learns here, and she starts learning, like you were saying, this guy's kind of the goat because he was told by Shiguma, right, that no, she can perform. She knows, she has been drilled in the stories. She knows the stories. And like you said, he was like, okay, so, oh, I get it. She knows the stories, but she doesn't know how to tell them. Like,
yeah,
she doesn't know how to cater them to who she's talking to. She and he really kind of confronts her with that. And this may be why you kind of got a bad impression of him in the manga, but he kind of says, "You're selfish."
yeah,
Like, so selfish. Like, your performing is the most selfish performing. You're doing it for yourself. You're doing it like, it's all about you. You don't give a shit about your audience,
yeah.
and that's a problem.
Right. But
But
that's
yeah,
like the most important, as they talked about in this episode, right? That's the most important thing when it comes to Rakugo is that, making the audience laugh, but just like in general, that connection, like with kind of the
the
audience,
connection,
feeling
right?
the audience
Yeah,
out and things like that. So the fact that he was like so blunt about it and like didn't sugarcoat it, especially at this point, just kind of meeting Akane, right? I feel like, yeah,
mhm,
that's like who you want to be surrounded by, like people like that for sure. So yeah, Kyoji, maybe he did leave a strong impression on me when I read, but like I didn't remember because I'm watching it. I'm just like, I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, I don't remember him having this much of of an impression, like a strong impression on me.
yeah.
From like his introduction and all that. But yeah, I did like just also how they kind of related it to baseball, how Kyoji was talking about. It's like, yeah, you're throwing 93 miles an hour, which in today's MLB is not, I mean, it's
Not
fast, but
much.
it's not really that fast in comparison. Like pitchers are throwing 100,
Right.
over 100 now. But like still the way he put that, it's like you're throwing super fast, but you're not hitting the strike zone. And that's a
Yeah.
lot of pitchers like nowadays, like because they want all these pitchers to throw fast. But what is throwing fast if you have no control? So
Yeah,
like,
what's throwing fast if you're gonna throw 4 balls in a row and just walk
yeah,
6 people, give
yeah.
up 2 conceded runs, and then
Right, it just
fucking bases
spirals.
loaded, like, yeah.
So the way they kinda connected that, me, even you, baseball, it's just like, yeah, like, that clicks for me in my head now when you put it that way. So, I did like what they tackled in this episode, also kinda laying out the ranks of like, the Zenza, which is where Akane, is starting
Will
out.
be.
Yeah, will be when she is officially, um, an apprentice, right? Uh, so yeah, like, the Zenza and the Futatsume, I
Fu
think
Yeah,
is,
it's
yeah,
Futa something,
something,
yeah.
yeah. So that's like the second, and then obviously Shuichi, which is the
Shuichi.
highest rank you can get, the most respected and things like that, and where you can actually take students under you as well. So I did like how
Mhm.
they went into that as well. Um, so yeah, just kind of Akane. This is a big development kind of part for her for sure. Even like with the restaurant bit, and you may think like even she had a problem with it. She's like, "What does this have to do with Rakugo?" Like how is this going to help me? And as it kind of went along, because at first, yeah, valid for you to kind of feel that way, like doing all these little chores, if you'd want to put them
Yeah.
that way. But everything has its purpose, right? These little things kind of add up, and that's exactly what we saw in this episode. And I did like some of her interactions with the customers, especially her interaction with
She
the,
was so bad early
yeah,
on, man.
yeah, and just her interaction with the person who couldn't speak Japanese.
Mhm.
That was just like super wholesome in my opinion. Just like that little interaction that she had with that customer, and just how she was like using Rakugo really in a way to kind of articulate what was on the menu and things like that, and get across. So yeah, good episode here. Once again, this is a, like I said, good development for Akane and good kind of like a realization in a way, that it's not just about performing the stories that you have. It's about like the reach for the audience, understanding your audience, and just like I said, a lot of the little things that kind of play a part, play an impact, maybe that you wouldn't think uh play a part, but they do. So yeah, good episode. Anything else you want to mention or bring up for that one?
Um, it was cool to see Akane really click for her, and then it was also really cool for Akane to kind of understand that Kyoji is just trying to do what's best for her. Cause like a lot of people could immediately say, "Oh, this dude, he's like kind of a hard ass. He's kind of being a dick." Like and she instead of that, she's like, "I get it. He really is just looking out for me. He's really trying to like really teach me this." And I think a lot of what makes Akane so good is that she always has that kind of positive twist on things. And like you'll see more as this goes on, right? Um, she really finds the good in everything.
Mhm.
Um, so I think that's what really makes her great because not all shonen protagonists are like that. Not that this is a shonen, I believe it's a seinen if
No,
I
it's a
remember
shonen.
correctly. It's a shonen? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. But like a lot of shonen protagonists can get that point where they're like, "What the fuck, man? Like you're not teaching me what I want to know. Like come on, man." And then they eventually get taught like, "Oh, this is the Miyagi shit, you know? Like I'm teaching you how to wax on, wax
Yeah,
off, but
yeah.
really, you're learning how to block." And they have to kind of like get shown what it is, right? She didn't have to get shown it. She kind of internalizes and thinks about it just a little bit and goes, "Oh my god, wait, I get it now." And I think that's something that's really special with Akane's character. Um and like I said, we will see more of that coming up. So yeah,
Yeah, good episode.
love it
Yep, been very good so far. The anime's been handling this stuff really, really good. So,
for sure.
all right, next up, we are gonna move into our next category, the romance comedy slice of life. We got our honorable mentions. We got the
Oh
Angel Next
man.
Door, season 2, episode 3, and they took the next step, which was, not what you maybe would think or want. They kissed on the lips. Yeah, and I mean,
Yeah.
I just it's just so I pointed it out while I'm watching. I'm just like, y'all were not getting nearly as
Flustered.
flustered about a kiss on the lips than you were like giving hickeys. And I'm just like,
Mhm.
I, whatever. But it was nice. It was a very intimate moment between the two of them. Obviously, they met the parents and all that in this episode as well. My hero met
Well,
they
visited.
were
They
visited, yeah,
both met.
visited
Yeah.
the parents because I think it's been a bit. I don't know
It's
exactly
been
how long.
6 months since the
Yeah,
last time they've seen each other.
yeah. So that was like a whole thing where even the parents knew, especially the mom, of course, the mom, right? Like it's, written all over your faces, just the way y'all are together and act. Like it's clear as day, like y'all are a thing, which is like us, the viewer, right? I feel like just for a
Yeah.
lot of like season one, even, it's like y'all are pretty much already a couple, right? Obviously it's official at this point, but yeah, I mean, there was some what you would expect in this series, as we always say. Like there was some really sweet moments with them, very intimate moments. Maybe some cringe dialogue in there, here and
Really
there.
fucking bad dialogue,
Yeah,
honestly.
yeah.
Oh
There is some of
man.
that that we
We
pointed
also
out.
saw I know people been giving Nate shit for watching trailers, but oh we saw something from the trailer, the whole big conflict that
Yeah, that wasn't really
we
a
watched that
conflict.
trailer. We're like, "Oh shit, there's gonna be this big conflict, right?"
Mhm.
And yeah, there you go, the conflict over in like fucking less than 5 minutes. There you go, that's the conflict.
Yeah,
Congrats. There you go.
Hey, bro kinda put him in his place, he didn't make a big deal out of it. Uh, really the purpose for that for the I don't even remember the dude's name, but the guy who was giving him shit.
Toji or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, the guy who was, really the whole purpose was, I feel like, for Amane and really him to, like, kinda reflect on the impact or even Mahiru as well, like, for both of them to kinda reflect and see the impact that they've had on each other, and it was really like the dude wasn't even there, honestly. Like,
Honestly.
because even when they were talking to each other, it was just like, "Oh, it feels like how they are in the classroom together," at this
Mm.
point. So, yeah, it was like the guy wasn't even there, but, yeah, I'm glad this honestly, I'm glad, right, that this didn't become some blown up sort of thing, as I feel like a lot of series would make this. So, but yeah, not a whole lot I really wanna bring up in regards to the episode.
I mean, unless you wanna
Yeah.
point out some of that really cringy ass dialogue. "I love you more than anything in the world, babe. Oh my god. Oh, okay. Um, my my fee for letting you use my arm as a pillow is you gotta make me omelets in the morning, babe. Shit, on God. What are you trying to do? You trying to
They
lay
stretched that
together?
out really long too. Like, I feel
Shit."
like they kept going. I was like, "Alright, when are y'all gonna shut down this thread of cringe?"
Oh man, I watched this with Neko, and I swear it was so funny. I was talking to her. I said, "You feel lonely yet?" And she's like, "Yeah, man, shut up."
Damn.
Yeah, basically, man. Bro, that's what you get from this series, man. It's just
Yeah,
it's a bit much sometimes. I'll be honest, man.
I agree. I do agree. But alright.
But yeah, moving on. Let's talk about something a little bit less cringe, eh? I made friends with the second prettiest girl in my class, episode 2. Did you watch
Yeah,
this? Okay, good. I really like this show, man. Um, because it really feels natural the way their relationship is progressing, right?
yeah,
Like they have common interests, they hang out, and like they don't want to be like bothered by like what other people think about it. And yeah, maybe meeting up once a week is a bit insane, but like dude, they're doing the thing that I mean all of us used to do, I'm sure at school, go home with some friends and hang out, or like fucking go to a park on our way home and like not go home, and hang out outside. Maybe that's a little less common these days. But but like yeah, it's like the type of thing like they're just really good friends, right?
yeah.
And we get the third friend, the prettiest girl in class, kind of being like, "What the hell, man? Why didn't I know about this? I want to know about this. Guys, can I be here? Why? Hello? I'm here. Why, why am I not knowing about any of this?" So I imagine we'll get more of that later. But no, it was just fun, man. It was honestly just fun.
Yeah, there was a little bit of, like, because I do agree, like, I feel like it's been nice, like, they're just how their kind of their general relationship has been built on, like, common interests, like, that's ideal, for sure.
Of
Just the way
course,
they've hit it
obviously.
off, yeah, it's been nice. There was a little bit of, like, a misunderstanding with the prettiest girl, I think her name's Yu, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Just because obviously they were on, like, a pretty much a date, right?
Yeah.
And he ended up or she ended up kinda hiding, right? Or like, dipped out because they didn't
Something like
yeah, she didn't wanna be seen by her and, like, the whole group because there was, like, a bunch of I think, of the classmates there and whatnot. Um, but yeah, the dude kinda like or, Maihara, he, like, inadvertently, like, I don't think because you didn't know who he was talking about, but he was, like, kinda
right.
sticking up for her still. I think they were, like wasn't the phone there was, like, a phone call still on or something, so she was, like, hearing the conversation,
Well,
right?
yeah, so
Or
basically what it was is, um, they were out, they were hanging out,
yeah.
and, he calls her, because he wants to make sure she doesn't come back. Because like he figures that she doesn't want to like walk into this situation
Yeah,
and
so he
kind of get
was
ambushed
protect
by it.
yeah,
So he called her and said, "No, me and my friend are gonna we're hanging out the two of us. I'm sorry, I don't want to be part of big groups and all that. Like
yeah,
I appreciate the thought, but it's not for everyone. Like I know me, I would like be worried about dragging the whole group's morale down and shit. And clearly people here don't want to fucking hang out with me, and I know you do, but like I you ain't everybody,
right.
so
Yeah, and I feel like, obviously, you kinda took that in a negative way, like, kind of how
mm,
yeah, so, it ended up with the 2 of them, being at his crib and all that.
yeah.
So, yeah, I feel like this series do has done a good job with especially the 2 mains, um, kinda building up their just general relationship, right? And just even some of, like, the little jabs that you know it's kinda like they're the bros in a way, like, just some of the
They
little
are,
yeah,
yeah. They're just friends,
right,
it's like it doesn't always have to be a romance, like,
right,
even if it goes that way, it started from a good foundation, and that's all that
exactly,
really matters, right?
right. I'm just curious though how, like, the biggest factor for me with this series is gonna be how the prettiest girl, like, how she kinda plays into,
The dynamic.
yeah, yeah, that
Is she gonna, like, start liking the main character, and
right,
is she gonna start, like, trying to cause issues or, like, cause, like, a rift to form because she likes the main character, and
yeah.
the second prettiest girl likes the main
That
character,
could be the
or if, like
downfall, depending on how they handle it, that could be,
yeah,
like, what kinda takes some points off of this, series for me, but like that, and
yeah.
I feel like, that aspect and just, like I feel like it does kinda do a good job at, I mean, I know a lot of anime do it, especially, like, rom-coms and stuff, like, just, like, the social kinda, like, hierarchy and stuff like that, like,
Mm,
where kinda people stand in the school and, you know, and things like that, and just some of the way certain characters come across at school and how they are outside of school and just elements like that. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode. The best thing for me so far has been like you said, just their dynamic, the 2 mains, and just like the common interests and how they hit it off. Like this is another one that just feels like kind of natural in a way, just like we talked about with like I think it was marriage toxin earlier. It just feels natural,
it's got
feels
so much
good.
chemistry,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I don't want anything to screw it up. There probably will be something that screws it up. Who knows? But we shall see. But
We shall see.
next up, another one where our main dude ends up with 2 girls in his crib is Gals Can't Be Kind to Otaku episode 2.
Which
Wait,
apparently I missed the OP in episode 1 or something because I was told that, "Oh, we've already seen this." And I said, "No, we have not," because this shit like, I watched that OP and I was like, "Damn, this OP looks really good." And
mhm.
maybe the song doesn't fit, but the OP is so good.
Oh, is that the OP with like some of like the English lyrics that like they kind of interject some like English lyric? I think
I
was this
I'm
one.
gonna be honest, man. I just saw the girls dancing in the different outfits and
Yeah,
shit, bro.
yeah,
It's
like
so
some
good.
some of the like character animation and some of that like in the OP was really there's been a lot of good OPs, like, even, like, we talked about with, what was it? With Marriage Toxin as well, like, the
Yeah.
dancing in that one was another
Yeah, we also
case.
talked about, like, Kill Blue, how it looks a lot like the OP from, Chainsaw Man. This
Yeah,
one is one of those OPs that I look at, I'm like, "This is a really good OP, I like it."
right.
So yeah, uh,
I
but
feel like
yeah,
our
this
boy's
one
kinda getting a more of a set on him.
yeah,
Like, when he was putting the girl who's obviously a stan of the same
the
she's
same
into
series, right?
she's into, like, the same series and all that. He kinda was, like, on her ass a little bit, you know?
He's kinda just getting fed up with her bullshit,
Yeah,
it's
and
like,
then
"Come
so
on,
am
you
I. It's just like,
like,
come
come
on.
on, bro.
Like, we all know
Come
what
on,
it
you don't
is.
need to pretend, bro. Come on, like, you're a stan, I'm a stan. Look, I'm not gonna judge you for it. I'm not gonna go around telling your business, but like, let's fucking geek out together, bro.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I imagine that's gonna get dull pretty soon if she just doesn't fucking sack up and admit that she likes the series.
Yeah.
Uh, which she kind of already has, honestly. It's really just when is she gonna actually like it? No, yeah, I do like the series, and yes, this is my
Like,
account,
how long
and
could she actually keep this up?
basically. But no, this was a lot of fun. We get to meet the more classic Gyaru outside of school, and she has her kid brothers that she's taking care of, and she wears her glasses outside of school, and she has did her hair tied up in a funny way, and she's out shopping to help her parents. And then we stumble, of course, upon the Glittermon pillowcase, which is like, oh hey, other girl, we got this Glittermon pillowcase. Yeah, well, you gonna go see it? You gonna go get it? Where'd you find it? And yeah, it was just a cool, cozy episode. Like I said, there's some of these that are just cozy as hell, and this one's
Mhm.
this one's one of those. I can imagine this one getting pretty annoying if like I said, the one girl doesn't admit that she just likes Glittermon and isn't just a little bit more upfront about that, because like it's not a big deal, but I get it. You don't want to, especially in Japan, you don't want to be seen as an outcast, and like,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like I said, how long can she actually keep this up? Well, we'll
yeah,
see. I did like seeing just like you said, the Ijichi, I think her name is, the
yeah,
blonde hair girl, like just seeing like her outside of the like more of like her natural look and stuff like that, which she still looks incredible.
stunning, of
Yeah.
course.
Just seeing that.
You can't look at me without makeup, bitch. You look the same. All right, I'm gonna be honest.
And she's just like because obviously she in comparison to the other two, she's kind of like an outsider, she's kind of just along for the ride in terms
Mm,
of like, you know,
she's
the
there for the
Glittermon.
vibes,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, she's there for the
Yeah,
vibes and stuff like that. So I'm kind of curious though, like, is this gonna like is this Glittermon whole thing just to kind of like an in, for them to connect at first? Are they gonna like ditch the Glittermon kind of whole thing, right? Or because like unless she just becomes a Glittermon, stan, you know, as well is like I could see them just ditching it. Maybe not completely, but like
but yeah, I don't
because
think
right
they're
now it's
gonna
a pretty
completely
big
ditch it.
focus
Yeah.
is the Glittermon thing. So I just feel like for the other girl, unless she's just always gonna be around, for the vibes and stuff like that, uh, right? But
She does kinda seem like that type of character that she's just there for the vibes, you
yeah.
know? Because she likes to see her friend having fun and enjoying herself, and then she also, of course, likes Otaku-kun, having fun and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Um, but no, it's a cute little
It's
series.
cute. Yeah, there a lot of this their interactions together, I've really been enjoying. Like it's nothing crazy, but it is a good time and I feel like it is nice to see cuz I feel like the MC even in this episode, he stopped kind of that was something that annoyed me in the first episode. He kept saying like, "Oh, like an otaku like me, blah blah blah, an
Yeah,
otaku
he
like
kinda
me,
stopped that,
an
right?
otaku like me." There wasn't really as much of that. So I think he is getting more comfortable and he is kind of like, you know, he's not getting on himself too much. At least in this
Which
episode,
is
we didn't really
nice,
see
cause
that. Yeah.
that's one of those things that it's like, "Oh my god, shut the fuck up."
Yeah.
Um, but, I mean, do you got anything else to say about this one? Cause
Nah.
yeah.
Nah,
Okay,
I don't.
I'm going to mention the premiere of I Want to End This Love Game.
Did that
Um,
finally come out?
it finally came out. This was a really good first episode. Again, hey, get mad at us for watching trailers all you want, but that's how we decide what we want to watch. Um, it was super adorable, man. Like the trailer said, it really is just these two childhood friends who are both so deeply in love with each other, and they have been for so long, playing this fucking chicken race until one of them eventually admits that, hey, you do fluster me, and they're so cute. They're trying so hard to get the other one to blush, and they're both succeeding on every freaking possible avenue, like without even realizing it. They go to this diner where they play this game, and apparently they play this game here a lot because the owner and the server are both like, ah, these two again, huh? They're like, it's like they're clearly both deeply in love with each other. Like, this game is never going to end until they admit that to themselves at this point. Like, it has nothing to do with the other admitting it at this point. It just has to do with them admitting to themselves. Like, holy shit, dude. And then the owner's like, no, no, we continue to watch. That is our job. We are the watchers. We do not interfere. We just watch. We cheer them on from a distance. Um, this series is cute. I did have to do a little bit of research on this one.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I
I
remember.
mentioned it during the if you guys want to go look at the VOD, I believe it's on your channel, right, Nate?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
put it
it's
up.
yep.
When we saw this one, I did a little bit of research because Neko kind of teased that, hey, maybe they get together, and I said I need to know when, and they do. It does happen. They will eventually get together, and so that for me made this series worth a watch, because if it's gonna be this cute shit all the time and then they're eventually gonna get together, which not too far in, I mean, it is basically where the manga is, but the manga is not that many chapters in, so I'm hopeful that we'll get it by the end of the season. But it's just really cute. It's gonna be a whole bunch of just them falling for each other more and more and trying to get the other one to blush, and it's gonna be this is the quintessential junk food anime, you know.
Mhm.
So yeah,
All right.
I'm having fun with this one.
Alrighty, and the last one we got on here for like our honorable mentions is Yawa Yawa Sensei episode 2. And the only reason I put this on here was, yeah,
Titties.
the titties, a PSA, right? If you were disappointed by episode 1 because there were none, there are some in this episode. So, yeah. Also, another thing, you know how anime have like the little mid-card advertisement thing
Mm,
in like the middle? This may be
those
one of the
titties.
first times, yeah, maybe oh, no, High School DxD, I think, does it. But
Yeah.
yeah, but, like, it's been a while, I will say, since I have seen, like, an anime have, like, one of the mid-card things, and it just has bare titties on it. Um, so yeah, that was another thing I was like, "Oh." But yeah, I
Hey,
mean, L on the main character, another thing I'll say, L on the main character, he didn't take up, the teacher and the sister, right, joining in. I think it was
for the
just maybe the
bath.
teacher. I thought the sister was gonna join in too, but
No, they said, "Do you want to take a bath with
with
us?" And
us,
it was,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. And bro ran. I'm like, come on, man. You already down bad for the teacher anyway, bro.
He
Like,
is down bad for the teacher.
yeah,
And speaking of, we get another klutzy girl that he's gonna be seeing in these really messed up situations now. The Gyaru
yeah,
girl
the
who's
Gyaru,
super strong,
yeah.
who is a fighter of justice. She wants to make sure that the sensei is not evil, and then she's like, wait, she's just really adorable and klutzy. I love it. And then they bond, and he feels a little bit lonely because
He
his
doesn't have
single
teacher auto
partner.
himself anymore,
Yeah,
and that scene also where they all each were taking off a piece of their
taking off their pants.
crazy,
Yeah,
crazy man. In the middle of the classroom. I mean,
in
they're
the middle of the
They're
classroom.
also getting, like, naked in the middle of the room at his house when they spilled stuff on each other. It's like,
Which
yeah,
is so insane,
like,
bro.
who does that?
Who in the living room
Yeah.
just
Let's get
fucking
ready for the
butt ass
bath.
naked? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean, this show is just, if you want a goon, here you go. And there's a couple ones like that this season, like, I'm watching the freaking Deviant, I think it's called the Deviant's Apartment Complex. I watched, like, the first couple episodes of that, and it's insane. Way more like etchy or graphic, whatever you'd want to say, in comparison to like the Yawa Yawa Sensei even. Like, the girls get, like, possessed, and they're all, like, MILFs, by the way, and they get, like, possessed and just start doing freaky, like, BDSM type shit, and just yeah, it gets kind of crazy. Like, I don't even know. They just get, like,
We're here for it.
they get stuff they get I forget even what it was, but there's, like, something, like, shipped to their doors, and it, like, ends up, like, possessing them, making them go crazy. I don't know if it's just, like, their inner desires actually or what, but yeah, they start getting on some freaky stuff. And then the "Do you like big girls?" is just straight literally a hentai. I didn't know that before I watched it, but it, like, is, like, there's, like, penetration and everything. So and they show it. So it's not like Yaoi Yawa Sensei or anything like that. It's, like, actually straight up hentai. So if y'all were, like, maybe gonna watch these, just know that, like, if you don't wanna watch a hentai, like, Do You Like Big Girls? You probably shouldn't watch. And then, there's also this other one, Marika's Love Meter Malfunction, which the whole, like, concept is that the main girl like, the main dude is into the main girl who's, like, his childhood friend, and he believes that the childhood friend is not really into him really at all, even though they've spent, like, their whole life together and whatnot, and he ends up through certain means, he ends up actually, like, all the girls that he sees, like, have a love meter, like, next to him above their heads, and he can, like, see how much they like him or are into him. And depending on certain actions, like, the meter will go down or it'll go up. And his childhood friend, the meter is, like, broken at the bottom, and it's, like, dripping through the test tube. So it's, like, leaking out the bottom. And he takes it as a bad thing, while she likes him and loves him so much that the thing is just broken.
It
Yeah.
broke it, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Literally, it busted through the top and is now leaking down the bottom, yeah.
yeah. Well, no, it didn't even go up to the top. I think that's why he feels that it's a bad thing because it's just, like, cracked at the bottom and falling through the bottom. But you don't really like
Mm.
there's nothing yeah, it's just yeah, that's what's going on with that one. So a couple little gooner ones, yeah, I've been watching. I'm like, in memory of Crash, someone has to take the mantle a little bit.
Actually, since we're on Gooner ones anyway, Mistress Kanan, did you end
No,
up
I'm
watching?
not caught up on that one either. Yeah.
Okay, well, episode 3 was a little bit better than episode 2. It's not nearly as bad. Episode 2 really kinda upset me. Episode 3 was a lot of fun though, so,
They meet the mom
yeah,
yet?
we did not meet the mom.
Yeah,
Maybe soon.
that's what I've been waiting for. But
Sheesh. But yeah,
all right, into
Klutzy,
our main
Class,
yeah.
Monitor, and the girl with the short skirt. Episode 3.
Do you like these other I don't know, man. I mean, I
Bro,
got a
they're
k
weird.
yeah,
They're
I
weird,
got a
dog.
kick out of some of the stuff with the librarian, the Seichi or Tsukishima, I think his name was.
Dude, the librarian is such
Like,
a savage,
how he goes
dude.
back and forth between the 2, like, how they kinda did that, like, the one time where he, like, slid out of the classroom or whatever, or got knocked out of the classroom, and he just, like, instantly went to that other, you know, form.
Yeah.
Like, I did get a kick out of that, and yeah, he is a savage, for sure. But, like,
Oh, man.
I don't know how I feel about these like, aside from the main 2 and even, like, the friends of Poem, because I do like her friends. I do like them. These other characters who are, like, so extra, bro, I do not like
It's a bit much, isn't it?
yeah.
It's really a lot.
It's a bit much, man. Because my favorite stuff so far in this series is like the interactions between Sakura Daimon and Poem.
And Poem,
Yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
that's what I enjoyed the most out of the first episode. And then we had the stuff with the
The friend teasing
Izabuchi.
him.
Yeah, and then yeah, I just feel like parts of this, yeah, like you said, are just a bit too much for me. Um, yeah, what did you think of this episode?
I mean, I think you hit it right on the head, right? Like I just want to see more Sakura Daimon and Poem and her two friends, right?
Yeah.
Like I want to see that shit. Like I could care less about all these other like the health inspector monitor or whatever the hell, and the freaking
Oh yeah,
librarian
we were
lead.
calling him. We thought he was the school nurse. I think he actually is like, because he was in the nurse's office just chilling in there in the episode, was he
He's a
not?
student though.
Yeah, like he's a
Yeah.
student, but he like helps people when they're injured and stuff because
Yeah.
I don't know. Uh,
It's
but they have these different like committees and stuff like that too. So
yeah, he's on the health
health
committee and
committee, and
it's
then
a
the other dude's on the book committee or whatever.
library committee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So
So I'm guessing we're gonna get all the committee members, and they're all gonna be hella extra. And
yeah,
I
I
just
did
want more
like the
soccer done.
I did like the stuff seeing like Poem get like super flustered and all that too, like with the stuff with her
Yeah,
mom. Like the mom was like embarrassing the shit out of her. Um,
yeah. The mom's cute.
yeah, which
We
I'm
love the
sure a lot
mom.
of us have been there before, especially when we were younger, like our parents embarrassing us. And you're like, "Stop, mom," or like, "Stop, dad," like, "Shut up." But
I think there's a point in life when you stop thinking like that, and
oh
it's just
yeah,
like
100%.
keep it on, mom. I love
Yeah,
that shit.
yeah. So
Oh man,
it was a nice episode. Like 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 we said, really, just I feel like the best content in this series so far definitely has been the content with the two mains. The other characters though, I'm not as high on. So yeah, I don't really
especially
have a
two
whole lot to
wings.
say. I don't really have a whole lot
Yeah,
to
I
say on that one.
agree. Ramparts
Yeah.
of Ice. Holy shit! Can you? Why are all their hair colors black in the fucking?
No,
Can you put like
this
a
you gotta put name tags on them or something, man. I
honestly?
was so like that had me
Oh,
like
man.
I don't know, bro. I don't know if it was just late or if I was just cooked like watching this, but like my brain, I'm like trying to like but besides like the one besides our girl, besides the main girl, it's like all the characters had the same color hair, the same like look, when they were like younger, and that like threw me off in this episode. Almost like all of them changed their freaking hair, like their hair
Well, not
color.
all of them.
Yeah, not
Two of
all of
them
them,
did
but yeah,
for
two of
sure.
them. Freaking half the damn main cast.
Yeah.
Um,
It was so funny watching this episode because he's like, "Wait, so she doesn't remember them from middle school?" It's like, "No, that's a different character, bro. No, that's the best friend." And he's like,
yeah, I'm
"Wait,
just like,
what?
what?
Whoa!" And then you were like, "That's the giraffe, right?" I said, "No, he has orange eyes. That's the other one." You're like, "Wait, what? Why
I
does
was
he have
thrown for a
black
loop.
hair in this?"
I was thrown for a loop, bro.
It was crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so fun. Oh man, they seriously need to have name tags on them or something. Like they all had black hair in middle school. Like what the hell? Come on. And the faces are drawn so similarly, like all of them.
hmm
It's like holy crap. How are we supposed to realize who's who? Oh
Yeah.
man.
I wonder though, is like 'cause some people are like, "Oh, is this like a love square?" Like,
Hmm.
is that's the but I feel like maybe it's a thing that like with their past, like Miki could just be trying to look out for her friend and stuff like that. Cause I know Koyuki's kind of getting in her head about it, and like she kind of can tell that something is up, but she can't put a finger on it, right? Um, so yeah, it is like there's a bit shrouded right now in terms of like the dynamics between some of like the characters and all that. So
I think like the biggest thing is like Mitsuo. Um, at the very least, we know from this episode, right, that the giraffe has straight up said Mitsuo he's kind of arrogant in that like he wants to like if you're all alone, I'm gonna like I don't want you to be alone, so I wanna like help you. I wanna like reach out. And he likened it to pity. He's like it's like he pities them. And then that's why we see the best friend being like no, like stop getting close to my friend because I know you and you're just pitying her because you think she's alone. And it really feels like she's like, no, you can't don't pity my fucking friend, bro. Like this is my friend, you
mhm,
know?
yeah,
Um so it really feels like because of Mitsuha and and their relationship in the past, Mitsuo and Miki, right?
She's
Because
trying
of
not
their
to have her
like
maybe
pity her
fall
friend,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Because
Like
maybe that was something
don't
in their past that she kinda fell
maybe, right?
into, right? Or, like, she felt some type of way about it, so she don't want yeah, I think it is, like, a case of, like, her kinda trying to look out for her friend. Because I know people would be like, "Oh, does she feel some type of way about Minato?" Or, like, "Is there, something else going on?"
I
But
don't think it's
yeah, yeah. I thought, like, my whole thing was, um, I thought Miki and the or at least it felt like which I think they said they had grown up together, like, as well, like, the draft dude and, Miki, like, the best
yeah,
friend. I thought there was maybe something with them in, like, the past, potentially, like, they were, like, a thing, I don't know, but that was kinda like the vibe was like, oh, the draft dude and, Miki were gonna be a thing, and then Koyuki and Minato were gonna be a thing,
right.
and, yeah, I don't know, the dynamics right now are, like, very interesting to me. I know some
Entangled,
yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah. Some may feel, it's a bit annoying because of, like, maybe, like, the communication aspect, which we always, like, talk about, but I feel like now, like, even at the end of the episode, Miki going to him, kinda bringing him to the side like that and gonna talk to him, I feel like, yeah, like, that's good, I feel like.
Yeah, and we already know this author is good with communication and, like,
Mhm.
really getting characters to express themselves, or characters not expressing themselves because of reasons, like, they have trauma or they just can't for whatever reason, and they will eventually get there. So I feel like I feel like as much as I like to meme on Polar Opposites won this author a lot of, like, patience and respect in that aspect, and a lot of trust
Mhm.
from us. So we believe, or I won't speak for you, but I know I believe that this is gonna end up and turn out well, and we're gonna get more insight into these characters and what exactly the relationships are. And
Mhm.
I don't think it's a square. I don't think it's
Yeah, I
a
feel
love
like
square triangle thing.
I feel like I trust the author, you
Yeah.
know, hopefully I don't bite my words on that. But yeah, I just feel like it is an interesting dynamic, especially with Minato and Koyuki, because like Koyuki has the whole, she puts up her walls as they demonstrated once again in this episode with, you know,
Which was so good.
yeah, yeah, I
Like,
did
we
like that
brought up the
scene.
bully, the kid that
Yeah,
was bullying her in middle school, and you could kinda see her completely ignore him. And
yeah,
then they, like you said, they demonstrated, they showed the walls literally being built between them.
yeah,
And I think Minato kinda picked up on that. He's like, I really fucked it up." Like, there's like, she really keeps a dividing line between people she likes and she doesn't like, and she does not like me right now.
yeah.
Like,
It's a very because she puts up the walls and he's the one who like wants to be like the savior, right? Like he has like the
yeah,
savior complex or whatever they call it. I think that's literally what they call it. Like but when someone puts up a wall like that, it's like you can't really break through, right? Or like,
yeah.
what'll it take to break through uh kind of a deal. So that dynamic in itself is like very interesting to me with Minato and Koyuki. But yeah, I think Miki is just trying to protect her, kind of help her for sure. Minato is getting a little, jealous for sure of how Koyuki and Draft Boy kind of hit it off and how they
Well, we gotta remember his name at some point because Giraffe
it's
Boy's
Yota, it's
insane.
Yota. It's
It's
yeah.
Yota.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
But
Oh man.
yeah, I'm curious though to see like what direction this does go down for sure. But this is a good
Yeah.
episode once again. I feel like it is handling the characters really well. And
It's all
yeah,
believable, you know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah, for sure.
that's the big thing. I think there's times when characters just aren't believable. These characters make a lot of sense to me.
Hmm.
'Cause, like, I feel like I've been Minato in that position, like, "Hey, this guy doesn't talk a lot, I kinda wanna go talk to him, I kinda wanna get him out of his shell, I kinda wanna." I we call it, like, adopting an introvert, you know?
Yeah.
Like, extroverts adopt an introvert, you know? And I was like that in high school, and
Mhm.
a little bit afterwards until I started getting a little bit more introverted myself. But, like, yeah, I've been there, so I know, and when they put those walls up, you're like, "Fuck, what do I do?"
Yeah, it's like Yota, the reason why he hits it off so well with her, I feel like, is because he doesn't really, like, force the issue or, like, press too much, like, he kinda, like, respects, her boundaries, right, in a way, and I feel like that's why they just have this, they, like I said, they've hit it off really well. But as for our dude, he trying to, like, break through the wall, like, who are you dating? Like,
He's
are you dating anyone? And just like, you know, bringing up the friend from the past too, which I was like, because at first he was like, they visualized it as like there were cards on the table and he was like trying to pick like a common interest, and that was the thing he picked. I'm like, that was the only thing, I thought maybe that was, like, kinda sad in a way, right? Like, that's the only, like, like, obviously, he doesn't know her all that well, so maybe it makes sense, but, like, you're looking for common interests, and you
you're
brought up a
really
dude.
grasping at
Yeah, you
straw,
you brought
yeah.
up another dude. I'm just like, I don't know about that. Um, so, yeah, I feel like that is definitely a difference between Yota and Minato right now. So it's like, what is gonna close that gap, I guess, the for her to bring down the wall, I guess, a bit, when it comes to him, just because of like how his personality is and stuff like that. Because obviously he's way different than Yota, and it's gonna be a thing that takes more time for sure, just with how each of them are. So yeah, another good episode for that one. And yeah, we can move on now to our isekai and fantasy, and
The
we
moment you have all been waiting for.
yeah, yeah, we saved the best for last.
The the best for last
Yeah.
every single time. Let's start with the word no. Let's start with our
The
honorable
blemish in this
mention.
category.
Farming Life in Another World, episode 2 of season 2. Um, we the the Minotaurs aren't good at fighting. They're peaceful people. They're farmers.
Mhm.
And they're teaching crop rotation, guys. You know, when you don't have the almighty gardening tool, you gotta learn crop rotation. You gotta learn how to fertilize soil. You gotta learn like how to make sure that the soil stays fertile. You gotta, like I said, rotate the crops. You gotta plant wheat because wheat adds a lot of nutrients to the soil and it can grow in pretty arid areas. Like wheat is pretty good at developing land, like, and then after that you can start cultivating more important things. um it's just really cool to see that because like in season 1 it was all about this almighty tool and shit grows in like 10 days. Like plants that take 6 months to grow are getting done in like a week. It's like holy shit, like it's a bit unrealistic, right?
Mhm.
So it's cool to see the Minotaurs going, no, no, we know how to farm, we got you. And um maybe even like opening a ranch or like having like livestock as well. The centaurs are working as a courier service throughout the different settlements that they have now, running across the roads and racing each other and tripping and falling and flipping carts. Meanwhile, the tree people who kind of just sit around as trees all day are fucking badass hunters who are just absolutely keeping the roads safe because they are that badass. Which you would think, oh, the Minotaurs, surely. Nope, the Minotaurs are fucking planting. I feel like some of these wires got crossed somewhere, you know? Like, the Minotaurs are the farmers and the trees are the fighters? Huh.
How did this happen?
Hello.
Yeah, what?
Um, but yeah, it's just more it's just more fun with this series, you know.
Yeah,
Um We got the centaur lady, you brought it up earlier, the centaur lady and the horse
Yeah,
freaking competing over
that
who
was a
he's
funny
gonna
scene.
ride.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I will ride you one day and you the next day, all right?
Just
We're
the
gonna switch
faces
off."
the one horse was making to the centaur was
Yeah.
like it's like, man, that
I
was yeah,
honestly thought
I got
the
a kick out of that.
centaur I really thought the centaur, like, made him ride her. Wow, that sounds so bad. I really thought the centaur was using that to make the horse jealous and make the horse start obeying, and then the horse started obeying, and she was like, "Oh, hell no!" I was like, Wait, what? Huh?" So, yeah,
Yeah, that whole
it's
bit, even
oh, man.
with just, like, the misunderstanding that she had and
Yeah.
stuff, and she was, like, ready to, like, give her life, like, Hikaru, Hiraku, I think his name is, and stuff like that. Yeah, that whole bit was, like, pretty funny. But, continuing to see, obviously, like, building these other villages for these other, uh, you know, races and stuff like that like centaurs and minotaurs and all that. Just continuing to expand our main characters, like, he's starting to act more and more. I mean, they call him, like, a mayor or the leader or whatever. Like, he is acting more and more like
Mayor,
that.
king, president
Yeah.
shit, like, they were trying to give him a new title.
Yeah. So, like, he is kind of acting more of like that, that role. And they did actually address also the gender gap whole thing in this episode as well, which was another aspect that's important for, generally just like the future of the village. And I mean, the villages, I guess you would say, um, just to continue on over time, right? You got to have, you know, lineage. You got to have it passed down. You just die off, and then there'll be none of you left. So, right. So that is a valid kind of concern to bring up. So,
It's the running gag of this series that he has to plow all of the women because there is not enough men.
yeah, I think we saw another character that was like pregnant in this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
but that was a minotaur, that was a minotaur, though, so it wasn't him.
oh, okay,
Luckily.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, uh, fun time. Nothing crazy with the farming life, but I mean, we always
Speaking of
have
fun
it's
time,
always an enjoyable time. Oh yeah, speaking of a super fun time,
we're going to our
Slime,
main topics now,
yeah,
slime.
Slime season 4, episode 3, Tensura. Man, the Avatar team is an absolute blast, dude. I'll just say right now, this is probably my favorite episode of season 4 to this point. For other reasons besides the Avatar team, but the Avatar team really, like, I got a kick out of it so much, just seeing how they were working together, not working together,
Not working together.
failing, and just, like, some of, like, the poses, the little actions they were doing, and, like,
The training arc, the
yeah,
the
the training
fucking
arc,
jump rope
yeah,
shit
the
with the
jump
ghost
rope,
and the slime holding it, like,
dude,
oh my god.
yeah. I got a kick out of so much in this episode, and just even, like, seeing, like, how some of the new parties were talking about them and stuff like that. Um Yeah, it was like that aspect was like really fun with this episode. And seeing also the new gear that they got as well, which was dope, man. Like the fits were like especially Veldora's and even Rimuru's, like those two are probably my favorites out of the two for their avatars. Um and also they made I think we pointed it out or I pointed it out while we were watching because I had to rewind it. I'm just like, man, they kind of gave Kurobe, I think his name is, in the who was the other?
They
Uh,
did the fucking JoJo's
yeah,
walk,
yeah.
bro,
Like they gave him like this.
yeah.
They had like so much aura. I was like, this kind of came out of nowhere, bro. Like how they pulled up with because they were like worried, like, oh, we're not gonna get the gear or whatever right in time or something. They were like, nah, like we're here. Like don't worry,
Nah,
we got you.
they're here.
And they cooked, man. They cooked with the gear because it looked dope. And yeah, just the dungeon bit actually was like really fun in this episode with them
Yeah.
in the Avatar team because like yeah maybe the dungeon some of the dungeon stuff isn't the most exciting, you know, like this is an episode I was actually really into, um so Yeah, but that
Yeah.
wasn't all. That wasn't all. I don't know if you
Yeah.
had anything else you wanted to say about the Avatar team stuff before we get into,
We
like,
gotta
the
see,
Maribel.
yeah, we gotta see the green group get freaking wiped out, really in a savage way. I guess we got a assassin slime. Fuck, dude, she's insane. And then of course he's like, Rimuru like, I gotta test this. Can I, can I use holy magic if I pray to myself? Oh shit, it works. Which is just absurd, honestly, but it's so much fun. But yeah, you mentioned it, Maribel.
Yeah, which we finally got more into her character because, like, I feel like they've shown them quite a bit, especially at the end, like, in this season, like, already, but, like, especially at the end of the previous season, they showed them quite a bit, and we never really just we knew they were plotting, but we never learned, I feel like, or got really much with them, and this episode did really take the time to do that, especially with, like, Maribel, and that we find out she also was reincarnated into this world, so that's a pretty big deal, I would say, for sure, and there's also her ability, right? Um, that lets her take advantage of people's greed, I found was very interesting. So this is definitely a much needed episode for her character, especially if they're going to be like kind of a main player or the antagonist. If she's going to be an antagonist, like the main one, maybe in this part. Um, but yeah, it's kind of scary, but also I'm not worried. It's more because like what are you going to do? Are you going to try and use your ability on Rimuru? You got Great Sage you think Great Sage gonna let that fucking happen? Like, no. It's more so the
Raphael won't let it happen.
yeah, it's more so like I guess the other characters, like how Maribel could take advantage of the other characters. We already see she's taking advantage of Yuki. I was saying though, I wouldn't even be surprised if Yuki is like somehow like I don't know. I just feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Yuki was kind of going along with this, like, and it wasn't actually affecting him. Maybe it is. We do see them fighting in like the OP and stuff, and maybe he's fighting while being under control. But like, I think at the beginning of the season, Yuki wasn't he talking about trying to get back in like Rimuru's like graces and stuff like that, and I think because obviously they were out or he was outed and but he wasn't really worried, and he was maybe that had to do actually with the dungeon, if I remember correctly. Um,
Yeah, because they need it. They need the guild to establish a base there,
yeah,
so he can't really cut ties with Yuki
yeah,
as much as he might want to. He really can't.
right.
So
I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he is just fully under her control, but yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, like I said, it's more so what Maribel can do with the other characters and kind of the strings maybe she could pull. Because yeah, it is a pretty scary ability. I will say. So, what did you think about this stuff I mean, just this episode, but really the Maribel, because I know we hit on the Avatar team.
yeah, like you said, Maribel is really interesting as a character. I do think we learned a little bit about this when Guy was talking about Rimuru,
Mhm,
in that there are certain abilities that just are stronger than other abilities, and the abilities like the, oh, what are they called, the not the unique, the I want to say legendary, that's not right, their ultimate abilities kind of have the power to overwrite other ultimate abilities, and like it's like a neutralizing force.
mhm.
And I don't think Maribel has ever come across an ultimate ability while trying to use her power. And I really wonder if she really understands what she's getting into trying to control Rimuru. Because,
Yeah.
like you said, he's got Raphael, the Great Sage, right?
Like, get
The
out of here,
Great
bitch!
Sage,
Like, what are you doing
like, yeah.
today? Yeah.
I think given what Guy told us, I think honestly, it's like he has an ultimate ability. Your unique ability may be strong, but unless that shit upgrades to being an ultimate ability, I really don't think you know who you're messing with.
Yeah.
You know? Um and I think And I think that's something that, like you said, we can take into account when we think about Yuki. Does Yuki not have an ultimate ability? Is he being controlled?
I
Or
refuse to believe
does
he is, man. I just
or does
yeah.
maybe his unique ability just is a bad match, or
Yeah,
maybe like what the hell's going on here? Like the fact that Yuki, who has like kind of been positioned as like this big bad evil guy,
exactly. Yeah.
is getting
Like, is this
controlled right
enough to
now.
let him be controlled, you know? Like, I
Like,
just
is this chick a real threat?
yeah.
Like it's really interesting. Of course, I know all of these answers, but I can't say nothing. But so yeah, it's really just like there's a lot of really cool things being set up here, and you don't really know what's gonna go happen.
Mhm.
And it's like I said, it's real fun to see. It's really fun to see what's gonna happen from here.
Yeah.
And like, is this Maribel chick really that much of a threat?
We
She
shall
seems
see.
to be. She
Yeah.
ran Europe in the past. Like in her previous life, she ran Europe from the shadows, which is insane.
Yeah.
You know? So like this chick clearly has done it before and she's trying again. And this time she has magic powers. So I don't know. It really is one of those things where you're like, well, like Rimuru normally wins, pretty easily uncontested, but this is a different type of beast.
Mhm.
Like, what is gonna happen here? It's just a fun thing. You gotta really. This isn't so cut and dry.
Right.
Like, if she's controlling Yuki, what does that mean for controlling other people? Like, could
Exactly.
she
It could just be a
control
string of a
Masayushi?
domino effect.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's one of those things where you gotta kind of keep on your toes.
Yeah. Like I said, like, yeah, we're not worried about Rimuru. It's the other people in this world, right? That could be in higher positions, right? Or yeah, and that could trickle down to mass amounts of people and just who knows, right? So
Like if she's got control of Yuki, what's to say she can't get control of Hinata?
yeah.
And we've already seen Hinata and Rimuru clashing is an insane combo.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah, interesting stuff going on. A lot of fun though in the episode 2. I feel like it was a good mix. So yeah,
Yeah.
good episode of Slime this week. Like I said, probably my favorite episode of season 4 to this point. So, yeah, next up we'll move on to Witch Hat episode 3, which we saw our girl Coco take the test, which she really wasn't supposed to take. She kind of got pretty much forced into it by
Yeah.
Agat, which kind of messed up. Yeah, but I did like how Coco adapted, for sure, as the kind of as the test went on. Um, and I feel like that's gonna be it all ties back to her, you know, the stuff that she did with her mom and stuff like that. And I feel like it's just like a perfect match for how the magic system works in this world. So in a in kind of like a desperate situation, how she was able to adapt so quickly and kind of think. She was down on herself a little bit, but I feel like she with the influence of her mother and kind of what her mother taught her and how she spoke to her, even Keyfree, some of the dialogue she recalled from him as well. She was able to use that kind of snap her out of the little funk she was in, and we saw actually what ended up happening and how she ended up flying and using the magic. So yeah, I really enjoyed this test, really enjoyed the episode. Um I feel like it is like Aga is still like I mentioned in the previous episode, like she's one of the more intriguing characters to me for sure. And I feel like people may hate her right now, right? I wouldn't be really surprised, but also I don't know. I feel like there's a reason for
Yeah.
there's a reason she is the way that she is.
Like these type of characters are always here, and 99% of the time they're there specifically to push the main character forward, or they're there because of their own past traumas, and they're going to end up being the most ardent supporter of our main character.
Mhm.
It's always these types of characters,
Yeah.
um, rival or not. And like right now, she's like, you have to prove yourself. And Coco, even after being told that she wasn't ready for the test and that she never should have taken it, Coco goes straight to her and says, I did it. Like, will you accept me? Did I pass? And even Agate or Abbott, whatever the heck her name is like, ugh, fine, and like walks away. Like, I don't know, it's cute. I really love seeing again, like you mentioned, the Keyfree kind of mentioning that you'll always like be a little bit hesitant when you're working with a new tool, and that kind of clicks for our girl Coco, and Coco goes, "Wait a second, I can just use the old tool." And so she picks up a stone, wraps it in cloth, dabs ink in it, coats it with water, and uses that to draw
Mhm.
magic, which ends up working perfectly fine. And it really was all about the tool she used. Once she used a tool she was familiar with, she drew a perfect circle
Yep.
that worked. Maybe not exactly how she intended it to, but it worked for what she needed it to do.
Yeah,
So Coco really proved herself.
yeah, and I mean, the odds are definitely against her because she was put in, like, I mean, she was only gave so much stuff, and I think also they said that, like, the the things in the sky were at, like, the highest point at this time of the year, right? So, she was put in a very, like, just a tough situation, um, and I think it goes to show that, like, with Coco's kind of experience with the, tailoring and stuff like that, that she can, in terms of, like, what other characters do in the series and how they handle magic, like, this kinda gives her, like, it's a bit of a out of the box, right, kind of way, like, it's not a traditional way that I feel like a lot of people use magic in this world, you know? I know we haven't met a lot of the characters yet or seen a lot, but that's the kinda the feeling I get, with it. And yeah, I just apparently, like, there were some touches in here that were anime original as well. Like the bit where her mother was kind of taking the stone or like the bit with her and kind of like she was over her. I guess that was anime
Yeah.
original. That was like a great touch. That was like that just hit. Yeah, for sure.
It's like your mother's with you, right? She taught you all of this,
Mhm,
whether she knew it was gonna be used for magic or not, she really taught you this, and like you said, Kiefer even said, like, "That's the real magic," and, like, it all fits in, it all came in full circle, it was all really good.
mhm.
Um, yeah, it
Yeah,
was a good episode, I really enjoyed it.
yeah, for sure. And they also, there was that bit with Keyfree and, like, I think they called it the Great Hall, like, there's these other,
Yeah,
like, there was that bit too with the one girl we met, I think her name was, Alana or Aleda or something like that. I forget exactly what her name was, but oh, Elira was her name, excuse me. So, like, that was an interesting scene too, um, the brim caps and talking about that, there's obviously a whole lot more there with the Great Hall, and yeah, great episode all around, and I feel like Coco really showed out, and yeah, I can't wait to get more with Agate though, because I feel like, I hope I'm not wrong because I do feel like she's gonna be a character I end up liking quite a bit, and I think
yeah,
it's just one of those things where, yeah, I could understand why maybe people dislike, some of her actions and stuff like that, and but I think this series has already showcased like how like this isn't just like, like magic is beautiful and sparkly and like no, this is some real like shit, like this is, I mean, we saw what happened with her mom. Like this is no joke, right? This is like yeah, we've seen how Coco gets about the magic and stuff like that, but there's magic in this world where it could determine, life or death, right? So
mhm.
I feel like that's why
Like, really a
Agate
responsibility,
yeah,
yeah,
Agate that's why Agate takes it so seriously, and I wouldn't be surprised if there's some, like, past trauma or something that happened in her past, like a death or something, maybe she saw happen or she maybe feels regret about or yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that at all. And it's probably shaped the reason why she is, how she is. So still doesn't excuse like, some of her actions, like, pushing Coco into this test and then really lying about it, like saying, oh, she went to go take the test on her own and stuff like that. But, we'll see. Great episode all around, once again. And now next up, we can move into Ascendance of a Bookworm, season 4, episode 3. So what did you think, man?
I don't know, man, what'd you think?
I mean, I like the episode. I feel like we're continuing to meet more of the characters that mine or Rose mine is gonna be around and getting adjusted still to this new life. That was definitely something they've been hitting on with the beginning of this
For sure,
season, and that was more so there with this episode too. Is just certain things that she was familiar with. It's just like it's a whole new world in a way for her for sure. So adjusting to that and even the customs and one of the things that kind of stuck out to me that you could clearly tell that mine felt some way about it, like she felt sadness potentially about it, was just how the kids or the people who haven't or it was like they don't have a certain title, they haven't reached a certain, like they're not even allowed to eat with the family or they're
when
not
they're
allowed
not baptized,
yeah, not
yeah.
baptized, yeah. So, like, they get, like, treated kind of like a certain way or they're, like, excluded, It's just yeah, when they put it that way, you saw Mine's reaction, like, she clearly felt a bit of sadness around that, like, um, that was definitely something that stuck out to me quite a bit with the episode and just kind of that the hierarchy, right? And, like, the difference between a lot of these different characters in standing, and they did also go into that quite a bit, a lot in this episode as well, as just what some of the characters in higher positions can like do and just kind of like the authority that they have and things of that nature. So I did find that really interesting with the episode as well. So yeah, I enjoyed this episode uh quite a bit, I will say. It was nice to see uh the restaurant opened up as well too. What is it, an Italian restaurant, right?
Yeah,
So they had like a taste testing, kind of like a little grand opening, yeah, I guess, kind of bit
yeah, like a
for it.
soft opening.
Yeah. So um, and also freaking Ferdinand building a whole ass monastery, like it was nothing. That was also
Yeah.
like crazy. So yeah, I enjoyed the episode. I feel like um I'm not really I mean, I know other people, the Angelica girl, because I know I was talking about like other new characters are getting introduced and we got to get familiar with a lot of the new faces. Angelica's one, even I heard before the season came out, whether it was from Grem or one of Grem's other friends, even playing like Mude Bot. Funny
Yeah.
enough, like Angelica was a character that a couple people wanted, primarily Grem and one of his friends. But
Yep.
yeah, a lot of people gas up Angelica, so or say, good things about her, and she's here. And even mine had some sort of reaction that stood out quite a bit when she saw her, right? And like compared to a lot of the other characters that I think it was more so, I guess, because of her standing, right? Or like her status, maybe. Was that why she kind of had that reaction? I'm assuming.
No, she's just surprised that she has all these guard knights that she didn't know about. She has them now.
Surely that's not
Cornelius
just
is
it.
her guard knight. No, I mean, it
Oh, is it?
is,
Okay,
like,
okay.
she didn't know, like, she was told that, "Hey, Daniel and Bridget aren't gonna be with you tonight because 'cause they're both gonna be attending the like, the Starbind, because they're trying to find partners." Which is a thing,
Oh, that when they went into that too, that's what I forgot to include was how, like,
Yeah,
certain people at events get, like, "Oh, that person's never getting married," so, like, they don't even go around them or
basically.
try, and just, like or if something happened with this certain character's past, they don't even, like there's, like, a blemish, like, yeah, that whole aspect too was
Yeah.
yeah.
This is one of the biggest running gags in the entire series is so Bridget broke up an engagement with somebody
Yeah.
because that person was trying to take over her family, right? So Bridget has this blemish. A lot of people don't want to marry her. They don't even want to they don't want to get near her. The reason Bridget is working for mine is because that's like the best way to repair her reputation. She's working for one of the Archduke candidates, one of the Archduke the Archduke's daughter, right?
Mhm.
So this is like, this is my status going as high as it fucking can as a knight, right? Like you can't disrespect me anymore, you know? Um One of the biggest gags of the entire series is Daniel. We just learned what breaking an engagement did to Bridget in season 3 after the whole stuff with Shikikoza and Daniel happened. Daniel, the first day he's a guard knight for mine, mentions that, or it was mentioned by somebody that this is harder on Daniel than you can think. And she's like, why? And it's like, well, when he got demoted to apprentice, because he got a demotion for what happened, right?
Mhm.
Shikikoza got beheaded, but he got demoted, which is, the lesser of the two punishments, but he did get demoted and that made his marriage fall through. So he also had a partner and their not marriage, but their fucking I want to say I why what the hell
Engagement?
their Thank you. Oh my, I don't know why I
No,
blanked
you're
on
good.
that, bro. I just want to say it's 1 in the morning, okay? Give me some break, all right? Um, yeah, their engagement fell through, and it really is like the same thing with Bridget. Like he has no prospects anymore. Like he has this stain on him now, and like so the running gag and I don't this is the funny thing is it's a running gag for the whole series of mine trying to get Daniel a woman and it just never working out, like ever. Like, he can't find a girl. It just doesn't happen. Um, so yeah, we kind of get the start of a running gag here, which is a lot of fun. Daniel's love life, or really lack of
Damn.
love life. It's fun. So yeah, we see, like you said, Bridget, Daniel really not having a lot of prospects. We also get a little bit of insight into Rosemine's brothers, Eckhart, who they're like, yeah, Eckhart should probably be looking for another wife. And it's like, why isn't he? Like what's going on with Eckhart? It's like, oh yeah, well his wife died
Mhm.
and he is still in love with his wife, so he is not looking for another woman, and he really should be, to continue the line and noble, like the noble society and everything. Like he should have a wife, right? And I mean, it kind of goes into it a little bit, like Karstead, like it mentioned, Rosemine is Karstead and his third wife's daughter, right? That's what she was made to like represent. That means that Karstead has 3 wives, and it's commonplace for nobles to have 3 wives. And Eckhart has had one and is refusing to get married again. So he's like shirking noble duties to say, no, fuck that. My wife is dead. I'm not doing that. So like there we get to see a little bit of insight into all of these characters. For example, is it Cornelius? I don't know. It's not Cornelius, right? It's the other brother. Lamprecht. Yeah, Lamprecht. We get a little bit of into Lamprecht where he is very popular among the ladies, but he is not interested because he has somebody who he loves in another duchy,
Mm.
like in another territory. So yeah, and Karstead says it's really unfortunate. but unless something changes, Lampret isn't going to be able to marry the person he loves. So it like there's
Damn.
romance issues all over the place,
Sounds
and
like
it's
it.
really like we learn a lot about some of these characters in this episode that it's like subtle, but it's like yeah. Daniel's having a hard time finding someone, Bridget for the same reason, Ferdinand because he's a priest,
Yeah.
nobody wants to touch him. It's like damn, fuck,
And they said he
global
has no
society
interest.
sucks.
Didn't they say he has no interest in getting married as well or something like that?
Well, yeah,
Yeah. So because
it'll
they
get
know
into
that.
a little bit why.
Okay, okay.
He has, let's just say he has trust issues.
Okay. Also, another character we talked about, like other characters we got focused on. The granny, I think her name's Riarda. Riharda.
Riharda, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I did really like her introduction and just obviously the past that she has with Ferdinand, Sylvester, and Carson, which I feel like is definitely to be able to say, right, that you've been around those three, right? I feel like especially
Which for the
since they
record,
were
that
kids.
is that's the
Yeah.
Archduke's younger brother and the leader of the knights
Yeah.
of this duchy. Those
Yeah.
are the 3 most powerful people in the fucking duchy.
Yeah.
And she to each of them can sit there and go, "Shut the fuck up and go to bed. All right? I don't know
Literally.
who the
No,
hell you think you
she
are."
was putting Ferdinand through it in this episode. Like just a lot of Ferdinand's reactions. It was like even mine was like kind of thinking it or pointing it out like, "Oh, I don't see Ferdinand get like that." Like,
Yeah.
so this is a character with like maybe unexpectedly a lot of like pool, maybe when it
Lot
comes
of
to
bull.
yeah, so that was actually a really cool introduction with
Or
her.
like the little snide remark of like
Like she could
young
say whatever she
master.
want to them, like
Yeah,
which
and
is
she hits him with that snide remark of young master, and he's like, "I told you to stop calling me that."
yeah.
And she said, "Then get married, bitch." Like who are you, young master? Like, damn, okay, shit. I'm sorry, fuck.
Mhm.
You didn't need to be like that, shit. I'm sorry, grandma, fuck. Like, yeah, she really is kind of like, it's the same thing as what Suiren, and I
Yeah.
kind of mentioned this. It's the same thing with like Suiren and like the Emperor and Jinshi. Like, yeah, she's under them, but you try telling that to her. Cause that's your grandma. Like, not really, but that's your grandma. That's the woman who raised you. She will walk up and slap your ass. What the fuck is wrong with you? Who the hell you think you is? I don't give a shit if you're the emperor or whatever the hell. Nah, get your shit in check.
Yeah, I did like the fact
Same
that
type of beat. We love it.
yeah, and the fact that she's like, gonna be I think what mine's like attendant, like her head attendant or something like
Her
that.
head attendant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like that is that's like reassuring to me, I guess I would be the word I would say. Just to know that,
yeah.
she has mine has her and stuff. So that there was some nice scenes with her in this episode as well. So yeah, I like this episode quite a bit, I will say. Also, I'm curious though now. I think we talked about this off air, but just like the fact Ferdinand built this just right here like this, no time wasted, pretty much snap of a finger, right? Like this is gonna put a lot of people in a
In
like
a
a
lot of stressful
yeah.
positions.
Yeah, and especially,
Um,
I think you said it, but also I was reading up on it, is that, like, what he did, it makes the walls, the roof, and, like, things like that, but, like, in terms of,
yeah,
like, any of, like, furniture or windows or, like, things like that, it
doors.
doesn't yeah,
Yeah,
doors, it doesn't make. So, a lot of people gonna have to do a lot of work, and
yeah. They
who
ended
knows
up
what they're it doesn't matter what they're
basically,
probably doing right now,
yeah.
they gotta drop that shit and
You gotta drop
come
that. We
work on
gotta
this.
fully furnish this place. We gotta put doors in and windows and all this shit.
Probably in a certain
Another
time
really
frame
cool
too, they
thing,
have to
yeah,
freaking do it.
especially and this all happened off the cuff because mine said or Rosemine said, "Yeah, I think this would be a good idea." They said, "All right, let's do it." Like
They may not
that's the
think
problem with nobility sometimes,
they
you
might not
know?
say anything to Ferdinand, they might go to mine about this or feel some type of way about mine.
Honestly. But there is one more thing I wanna kinda pull your attention to. This is like one of the first of many moments where mine says something that is misconstrued heavily, and people start getting funny ideas about her. because while the Starbine Festival was happening, Ferdinand, not Ferdinand, Sylvester was talking about why Ferdinand wasn't getting any proposals or anything, and mine says, well,
Wait until I'm
he's not
older,
allowed to get
right?
married until I come of age,
Yeah.
because the whole thing would fall apart. If you saw Sylvester's face, he said, wait, what? Like he's like you're my daughter. Why? Like noble etiquette. What she just said is, I don't want him to get married until I am of age to be married, because I want to marry him. And Sylvester's like, "That's my brother, bro. What the fuck? Like, what's going on here?" So yeah, it's just the first of many times mine says something that is completely misconstrued by people, where they start to see relationships in a different way. The final thing I do want to bring up is we get dropped in this episode that Ferdinand is Mine's physician. So, something that was cut, was Ferdinand had to figure out what's wrong with mine, because the devouring does not do what the problem with mine is.
Mhm.
There's something more that happened. And Ferdinand figured out what the problem is. This is cut content that we should have got in between episode 1 and 2, okay? This is like when she collapsed, Ferdinand, being her doctor, did a full physical and figured out what's actually wrong with her.
Mm.
And he we will absolutely get more into that later in the series, because that is what this entire arc is about, is curing what's wrong with her.
Ah.
Because there is something wrong with her. So I'm not gonna say anything else, but it finally got mentioned that Ferdinand is her doctor and Ferdinand is taking care of her well-being. So yes, there is something more wrong with mine, and he figured out what's wrong. Um, just a little bit of tidbit light novel stuff. I saw people talking about it, and I said, "Holy shit! Wait, that's right. That was supposed to be mentioned already."
Mhm.
So I thought I would bring that to everyone's attention. That is something that we should know.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But alright,
Let's move on to
yeah.
Mister One Death for this whole season.
No, I'm already
What's up,
cooked.
bro?
Yo, I'd rather be out of this I honestly, I'm not even that mad because I'd rather be out of the race or the bet, whatever, early on, right when it starts pretty
Uh,
much, rather than, maybe he didn't get deaths until, like, the last episode of the season or some bullshit like that, and then, like, I would have hated to lose, like, at the very end. So to get it out of
yeah.
the way early, I can't even really complain, but, yeah, man, this this was like the case. I don't remember what season it was. It might have been the previous season, honestly, like the very beginning. Like it felt like things
It
were kind
was,
of
yeah.
too good, right? Like things were going too smoothly. Uh, and I was just kind of sitting here watching this episode, waiting for something to happen, for shit to
Something, the
go.
other ball to drop,
Yeah,
something that happened.
exactly. And I do like just the whole like setup and like with the spatial distortions and things like that. I don't even fully get a grasp or understand it, but that on a basic level, I guess that's kind of what's going on with and just the fact that they were going in a straight line was kind of like concerning me too, right? And
Yeah.
I know they did kind of they thought it out or like they clicked where they were trying to find like that gap, right? Where they could
Mhm.
take advantage. And I do like the whole setup actually though of the dunes and how to get through, right? And what's actually going on here. But yeah, it was just a thing where like it was too good to be true. It was things were going too well. And what's scary about this the checkpoint, like the reset here, because we did see Subaru get freaking sniped, like FaZe Clan Call of
Twice.
Duty style.
360 no scope.
Yeah,
Yeah.
literally. The scariest thing with this is that how close the checkpoint is to, like, when the first death that we saw here, like, the checkpoint was, like, pretty damn close that,
Had to be
like,
like a minute or 2,
it might
like,
I don't know, quote me if I'm wrong, but this may be, like, the closest, like, checkpoint to, like, maybe we've seen at this point, like, the amount of time
I
he
think
actually
so,
has
yeah.
to process and think and take action, because literally
Yeah,
the moment he reset, it was just like, okay, like, characters are already talking and the freaking
already Melee's
yeah.
already subduing the bear again. It's like he's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
fuck." And he hesitated for a second, and, what, Joseph automatically did the thing, setting off the chase sequence again, and everything just kinda fell to shit really quickly again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, even the adjustments that he made, I was like, "Okay, you might not get sniped now, but what about the others, right? Like, someone else is gonna get sniped surely now." And yeah, I mean, first it was Patrash, which at first I was like, Patrash just kinda like, that was clutch, like, that was, respect. I was like, "Did you like?" Because at first I thought that Subaru didn't get hit, but then like after
Took
they,
it took a chunk out of him.
yeah, but then they clearly like showed it, and yeah, it took a giant ass chunk out of him, and just the way they visualized that was like their
Yeah,
gut spilling out.
it
Even
was
Patrash, it
brutal.
was brutal. It was
Patrash's bones and, like,
yeah,
guts and viscera,
yeah.
and then it pans over to Subaru, and you see the same thing,
The
you're like,
icing on the
"Holy crap."
cake after that is
Yeah, Betty
they
is
get
crying
colladed.
over the
Yeah, and
body.
they get colladed, bro. They get 2 for 1. Like, what
Yeah.
the oh, man.
Not even she did a double tap on Subaru, bro. She took out Betty, which honestly killed Subaru the rest of the way, but then she double tapped his head again.
Yeah,
She
and I
said,
kept saying that. I
"No."
was like, "He's already dead. What are you doing?" Like, bro. Oh,
She's like, "I'm
damn.
just making sure, bro, just making sure."
Yeah,
Damn.
but, for the people that may have been talking about the previous season, this is, like, not ReZero, or, like, this is a shonen-esque One Piece Water 7 type, you know, here you go, right? Like, this is the
Back to
ReZero.
ReZero,
This
baby.
is the ReZero we know and love. I mean, I still love the previous season, but
Obviously.
Um, yeah, I do like I mean, we even saw, like, a lot of the characters, like, have some really cool moments in this episode too, um, right? I feel like Melee was, stuck out, quite a bit to me in this episode, I will say, even Ram, like, kinda what Ram has a lot on her in this situation. I mean, just it feels like in this arc, she's gonna have a lot on her too. I mean, I feel like I mean, just with Rem, I feel like kinda their goal, right? It makes sense that Ram's gonna have a really vital or important part to play. But just the massive amounts of like mana it's taking to kind of do this. What we're seeing in this episode, right? It's like it feels like even Julius said like, or I think they said with Julius like he's not even as strong right now, and Rams have
Julius, the spirits
yeah. So it's like feels like
Julius,
some of
the
our
spirits
characters
can't
are
leave
like
him.
some of our
Can't use
characters
it.
are like nerfed
Yeah.
like in a way. So yeah, I mean, but still, there were some awesome moments with a lot of our characters. I like the way they kind of set up the dunes and just like the spatial distortions and like how they're trying to find like the gap of time to take like, uh take action like there's an opportunity. Um so yeah, I mean, what would you add or what would you say about this episode? I know obviously you've read it. Everyone knows you've read it, but
I really love the melee kinda showing. Like, when Subaru, because you see Melee kinda just resting her arm on the side of the carriage, looking out, just sitting there, chilling in the driver's seat, just sitting there chilling, and Subaru's like, "Are you even doing anything?" And she looks at him and says, "Alright, bitch." And she snaps her fingers and turns off her power for a second, and the giant worm comes up and goes to fucking eat him, and then she snaps her fingers again and says, Now do you understand why you should respect me? It's like, okay, shit, I'm sorry, queen. Shit, I didn't mean it. You know?
Mhm,
Um, Meili again came in clutch this whole episode. She really I really doubt that they could ever do this without Meili.
mhm.
But we also get to see the second of Subaru's 3 original spells he made with Beatrice
EMT,
over the time
a
skip.
more
We
defensive
saw Yeah, we saw
kinda spell.
EMM last season, which is where he can make himself like the people can like pass through him and he could pass through attacks, which was really cool. We saw that last season. This time he has EMT, which is like Amelia Tan is awesome or whatever the fuck the name of the damn spell is. But what it is a barrier he creates where magic cannot be used inside of it.
Mhm.
So the second the needle came through, the magic
It's like
powering and
null.
fueling how fast it
Yeah.
was going stops to the point that Julius just puts his sword up to block it and it tinks off his sword.
Mhm.
Like, yeah. And then the collateral of that of breaking the entire spell around the dune because he did that in the middle of a fucking magic phenomenon which
Yeah,
broke the barrier, which shattered everything, which caused them to fall into a pit. Like, oh my god, Subaru, what did you just
and now
do?
yeah, now it's like, "Where the fuck I am?"
Where the fuck I am?
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Subaru has 3 ultimate spells. We have now seen 2 of them. There you go.
Mm. Oh, yeah. But also we saw, obviously, Shala at the very end, they teased her, and yeah, I'm very
Shout out there sniping, bro.
yeah, I'm just like, I don't know, why you gotta do us like that, man, you know? Like, it's surprising, though, that she's, like, right on, like it's like she's the guardian of the tower, like, I know, like, at least with how it was, like, set up, they're like, "Oh, this person has all this knowledge," or, like, a sage I mean, figures that they're strong, but, like, I thought maybe it's gonna be like I know there's all these mob beasts and stuff like that, but, like, I thought there would be, like, maybe, like, characters or something, like, guarding the tower, right? That they'd have to, like, fight or get past or I don't know. But, like, the fact that she's just the one that's kind of maybe she's the only one in the damn tower, I don't know. Um, but the fact that she's just kind of the one for like, preventing people from getting there is kind of like if it is
You just
just
got a
her.
sniper rifle, bro,
Yeah,
taking people out.
yeah. So yeah, I'm interested in her character and what we're gonna get with her. And yeah, why'd you have to trick shot our characters like that, man? Crazy, crazy, bro.
I gotta ask. I gotta ask, Nate. You said 1. You're clearly obviously wrong.
No, no, I'm obviously wrong. Now my answer changes a whole lot because you started off the arc like this, and like now I'm gonna say like nowhere close to my original guess. Obviously, my guess would be like 20 or 30 or something like that. Probably
Give
now.
me an answer. Give me a final answer, and we can
I'm gonna say
revisit this at the end of
okay.
the arc.
I'm gonna say 27. Seven's lucky number. I don't know. I just feel like it's gonna be a lot more than my original guess for sure.
Do you
It's
know how many times he's died in the series to this point?
probably no. Actually, with your with
It's
the
8
Vash.
I think it's, like, 19 times now,
Oh shit.
considering this episode? So you're saying he's gonna die more than double what he's
No, I just
died.
feel like this set the tone for like I don't know, man. Just even with how the Watchtower has been built up, the whole dialogue around Reinhardt failing, and just I think they said it's been however hundreds of years, and just
400, because
yeah,
that's the number that is always mentioned in this series.
yeah, um, yeah. I just feel like this is gonna be with how this arc started off. I just feel like this wasn't shit. Is pretty much what I would say. Like this wasn't shit compared to probably what's coming. So
Okay.
so yeah.
Give me a number, 27? Is that what
27.
Alright, 27,
I
there
was
you go.
between
Lock
20 and
it, boys.
30, and I'm gonna say 27 because lucky number 7.
27. We
Yeah.
love it.
We lock in a new,
There you go. We're
Not gonna
locking in a new guess. We'll revisit when and if that number gets passed, or if it doesn't quite get there at the end of the season. Who knows? We will see. Um, but that brings us. I mean, unless you've got anything else.
Nah, that's it. Great episode though, by the way. Great episode.
Great episode.
And
Yeah.
we didn't get the ED theme yet. I need to hear that ED theme.
We
I
did get the
can't.
OP again, though.
Yeah,
We
the
love
OP
that.
is a banger. The OP is a banger. But
Yes.
cannot wait to get the ED though. Because I think it's from TK and Myth and Royd, if
I
I
think
remember
so,
correctly.
right?
Yeah, yeah, I think so. Which that's gonna be
Which is
great.
oh boy. Yeah.
But all right, that brings us to the end of our show. We got some rankings, or do we have some rankings? I don't.
I
I'm just gonna
mean,
tell y'all what I enjoyed this week. And I mean, as I talked about it, Slime is up there for me. ReZero, ReZero,
obviously,
ReZero actually is probably my number one. I will say.
I think I agree.
Yeah, I think I can commonly say ReZero is my number one. Slime is up there for me. Witch Hat was great with the
Obviously,
tests.
yeah.
Yeah, the test with Coco and all that. Um, those would be like probably my top three. Those three right there, honestly. And then like
Yeah,
ones
I think
outside, Akane Banashi, I really enjoyed.
obviously.
Um, Bookworm was good. But yeah, definitely my top three. The first three I gave.
Yeah, for me, again, I'm not gonna give a specific order or anything,
Mhm.
but I obviously seeing a lot of these characters that I've read about for so long, and I was super immersed in Bookworm. So getting to see Otilli, getting to see Riharda, getting to see Angelica the goat, getting to see all of these other characters that like I've read so much about, and like you got to know them and getting to see them finally in the anime. It's so much fun. Um so yeah, Bookworm's up there. ReZero, I mean, oh my god. Uh Chibi made a video which oh my god, he's like anybody who is squeamish. Oh brother, just wait. I was like, Chibi, shut up. I was like, Chibi, shut up. So yeah, ReZero, man, it's just gonna keep getting better. Ramparts of Ice, I really do love it. Witch
Yeah,
Hat
it's been good.
Atelier, I really love it. I want to end this love game. It's super cute. I made friends with the second prettiest girl in the class. It's really cute. I really love it. Nippon Sangoku was a lot of fun this week. Akane Banashi again, something I really, really, really love now
Yeah,
after reading it. So yeah, a really good. Ace of the Diamond, it pisses me off and makes me sad, but
it was still good.
still seeing the episode was so much
Yeah,
fun watching it. So, uh Damage of the Shadow Realm, everything going on, like getting accustomed to an entirely different not time zone, to an entirely different time period is a lot of fun. Yozakura was just a barrel of laughs this week. It was a lot of fun. Um, Snowball Earth, we finally got Yujiro back, which was awesome, and like him finally being able to fight again and like really coming into his own. Hopefully, making some friends here soon. Kill Blue was a lot of fun. The whole ramen shit,
yeah.
and yeah, like Marriage Toxin, of course. I mean, I can't stop talking about how much that's fun. But yeah, so I mean, I think I named at least 10,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
not
A lot of good stuff this week, I will say.
for sure.
A lot of enjoyable episodes. But yeah, that brings us to the very, very end, actually, this time. Let us know what you guys thought of our thoughts on a lot of the stuff for week 3. Let us know your top rankings. What were the episodes you enjoyed the most? Which episodes are you not as high on? Are there ones maybe that we didn't talk about or haven't been talking about in these first 3 weeks that you think maybe need some more, shine, or you want us to check out or
Love.
talk about more?
Feel
Um,
free. Hey,
yeah,
feel free to correct us in the comment section if we say something stupid.
for
I got
sure.
I got corrected. I got corrected last week, which I really appreciate because I was like, I knew Sirius was like the brightest star, or like something like that. I was thinking like the North Star, there had to be something about being shiny, but North Star is just stationary in the sky, so it's always north. That's why it's super easily identifiable. And Sirius is the most the brightest star in the sky, which I knew it was something like that. Of course, I got it wrong last week, but I appreciate it. Spreading misinformation isn't great.
And
So,
being polite
hey,
about it
get this.
because,
Yeah.
some people can be assholes when it comes to things like that. Like, "Oh, dude, how'd you not know this or get that?" But the person who commented, I think it was Greg, if I remember correctly. I think the user's name was Greg something. Appreciate, that and just being informative and not being an asshole,
Not being
pretty
not
much.
being kind of an asshole, like someone on freaking one of Nate's videos talking about, "We don't
Oh,
watch
yeah.
trailers." Bro, that shit, bro, shut the
Yeah,
fuck up,
I
man.
didn't really understand that. Just trying to
It's like,
someone was trying
um
to speak for everyone, and they were saying, "Oh, we don't watch trailers or we don't watch OPs because we don't wanna be spoiled." I'm like, "How are you gonna speak for everyone?" I was like, "Okay, bro," but yeah, that's
so
about
yeah,
it.
hey,
Yeah, that's about it for this
it
episode 75, y'all. We'll see you back for, week 3 next week, and we'll see, what else is hitting. I feel like this is a good week, and hopefully, can follow it up and things can keep cooking. So, yeah, see you all in the next one. Peace out.
read some light novels or watch light novels.
Of course. Of course.